Cha-cha! Cha-cha!
Okay, Liz now has 1 million, so it's just there
1 million?
that it's not showing properly.
Okay.
Cool.
So
Whoa.
what's your new total?
6.
So
Is
I
that
see
correct?
6
Yeah,
on the.
that's correct.
Yeah, it's just down here.
Ah, perfect. Oh, on the screen. I see. On the
Yeah.
screen.
Thank you so much, Flower.
Thank you.
Maybe Elizabeth just gets to have all the
Things?
yeah, just all the willpower.
Shiny things.
Happy,
Like-
shiny people.
That works for me. There.
Oh!
Oh.
Whoa!
What am I, in a conversation with an NPC in
fucked
Starfield?
You are the worst for that. Just like, oh, are they still talking? I'm
They
just
make
gonna
it
go-
too easy for you to, like, drift your
Why would you
gaze
have to
off.
look up there? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You
Good
guys took out good vendors, but you put this in. Like, it's all very strange. Oh yeah!
I sank ya.
Thank ya. Sunk your battleship.
Oh.
Oh.
Two of these. There you go. There, that's how it's supposed to look.
Perfect.
I'm not a screw up.
Nah, you're a great person.
I'm.
Yep.
Can't I be both?
Yeah.
And I
You
think
really want to be.
the focus is good. Yeah.
Yep. We did a
Oh,
little
good.
one.
We did do the focus. I just didn't zoom. I didn't zoom the way that I was supposed to zoom.
Flower, whenever people talk about like rings that have energy or whatever, I always think of this. Pew, 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 and it just like
Think of the Green Lantern.
yeah, but you have to make that sound.
Oh.
You know, and otherwise that's it. Yeah.
There you go.
Good spelling of Zoom.
That is correct. That is the
Hey!
correct amount.
Yeah, and it hasn't fucked up the other one.
Nope.
Okay.
Thank
As a
you so
test, you want
much,
to,
Jake.
Liz? How much willpower do you recover?
3.
So you want
I would love to.
to give that a shot?
Oh. Lovely.
There you go.
Hey.
Thanks,
Yeah.
everyone.
Clap, clap, clap.
I mean, as long as we're showing willpower. Oh, Scott. Oh,
I'll be healing some of that.
oh. Scott, how does it feel to know that you are the first person to take aggravated willpower damage?
Feels good. It feels good. It feels it's a resource. And some people would say that if you don't spend your resources, what's the point of having them at all? Some people would say that. I think in the context of a role playing,
Some
maybe
people would
not.
say that.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe you shouldn't. But
Some people.
also, if I recall correctly, spending that last point to get me into aggravated was actually very valuable.
I think you
for...
did it so the right would work, right?
Yeah.
You know what's great though?
We'll talk about it.
You've just sent a touchstone away.
Mm-hmm.
But a guru may restore or heal a point of aggravated willpower by spending a scene or period of downtime with a touchstone.
Good thing I have 2 on my character sheet.
Who's your other touchstone?
For the podcast listeners, Kate yelled, "Your mom!" from the hallway. Although, ironically, perhaps it's actually Dante's sister.
Yes. She's somebody who you like.
Somebody's been
spend some time
spending a
with
lot
right
of
now,
downtime with your sister.
Why? Stop that. Get downtime. No, stop it!
Somebody's been
DT, flower, interesting critter. Come on,
actually,
Pete. Come on, get down. Come on, Pete. Come on. Get
I wouldn't sing about that.
So
Joke about
yes,
that.
so I could speak to Janet, social justice lawyer. I wrote. Anyway.
What about you? What are your touchstones, Troyan?
So it's Troyan's mom
Oh, that's nice. Mom! Oh, it is. Oh, it's okay.
Literally her
It's much
mom.
funnier.
and
Oh,
her childhood friend Felix.
Felix Millstone, as portrayed by Jonathan Silver in The Outer Worlds.
Yes.
I assume.
The very same.
The very
The
same.
very same.
Oh, I was going to be like, I'm looking forward to playing Felix, and now I can't. Now
Oh,
we're just
sorry.
going to have to call JT in so that he can play Dropkick McGee.
But it's British Felix.
Yeah.
Oh, British Dropkick McGee.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, Dropkick McGee then.
Indeed.
Let's hear some more from British.
What from fucking Dropkick McGee? Hey,
Yeah.
Oh
Go
my
for it.
god.
you want a Dropkick? Hey, oh, okay. You what, mate? Yeah. You what, mate, is my favorite phrase in the whole
You're just
world.
doing an impression of Rob Beckett.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. As long as you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, his cackle is incredible. Hi, everybody. TT, I also heard that Dante is getting married in fantasy. If you didn't hear about it, it's because you're not a member of our Discord. Hop in there. People have dreams about us, apparently. It's great. I'll take it. Definitely marriage. Oh.
I gotta say that you're my touchstones.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Spending time with you heals my aggravated willpower damage. What about Macros's touchstones?
I've definitely had lots of free time to make them super defined.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Definitely, totally.
Nobody has made their touchstone super defined.
I hate that my first thought was like, oh, those.
They definitely
trees.
actually have names written down.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, until they have names and at least one sentence to describe them.
I have a sentence to describe them. But
Okay, go ahead.
CJF activist written. And
Perfect.
Donnaroo worker ?
Oh, Donnaroo.
There we go. Those are my super complete touchstones that I've definitely had time
Perfect.
to work on.
Well, the next time we are in the streets.
Well, starting tomorrow, I will have time.
Ah.
Flower of August, I'll edit that quote for you.
I'm wondering, Kate, did you accidentally remove one of your willpower boxes
Oh, that's
when you were
probably
trying to
part
fix
of
it?
it. No, I only have 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Macros,
Macros is,
Macros has 0 chill.
I mentally, like, there was like a phantom fifth box there. Where's your phantom box, Kate? Uh-oh.
You.
The phantom
Oh.
of the... Oh,
Oh,
there it is.
where was...
Under the table.
Oh,
under the table. Yep. Just
Over my
doing
shoulder.
Thank you.
Oh,
Things that we do here on the channel.
Ooh, that looks fancy, Kate.
What are we drinking?
Oh,
Wow,
neat.
nice.
Eau de source naturelle gazéfiée.
Dragon fruit.
Gassy water.
Gassy water.
dragon fruit, which means that it tastes like water.
Natural source water
Mm.
that's been gasified.
Does it actually have any taste at all?
Yeah.
We had to crush 13 dragon
Right.
fruit
Yeah.
so that it would have any kind of
Honestly, if
effect.
you didn't tell me what it was, I would have assumed it was like weak strawberry.
As opposed to bubbly, which is like in your face strawberry.
Dragon fruit has left the chat.
Damn.
Yeah. If you didn't tell me what it was, I would have assumed it was strawberry.
Making fruit. Incredible.
Maybe raspberry.
Definitely one of the fruits with the the highest effort to outcome ratios. You know what I mean?
Every time there's a cooking show and I see someone being like, I'm gonna use dragon fruit, I'm like, the chef's gonna say they couldn't taste the dragon fruit.
Yes.
Every time I am correct.
Every time. Oh, that's nice.
But
To the crew. That's us.
Well, I do have to say that I'm pleased that even though we're here at the end of a week that was a pretty long week for I think all 4 of us. If we're going to be honest with ourselves, we're here and we get to play a game. We get to play a game with all of you. There. Some of you are not here live, and that's okay. You're still playing with us in spirit. I want to punch myself for saying
I
that.
thought you were going to say, speaking of spirits.
You know what, John? If you were to punch yourself, I personally wouldn't feel great about that, and I might have to say something with portals, with cards. These cards are our safety tools. We use them to ensure our maximum safety and by extension, maximum fun. You in the chat do not have these cards, but you do have options. I'll get to them in a minute. What do they mean, you ask? Glad you asked. The green is the play card, which means I am enthusiastically consenting to the roleplay that is happening right now. A yellow card is, hey everyone, hold up, I need to make the table aware of something. Once I have, play can continue. And a red card means stop. I am not okay to continue. In our case, because we're streaming, we'll probably switch to a BRB screen, discuss amongst ourselves, and we will only resume play if everybody in the room is comfortable with it. What options do you fine folks have? You can always whisper RPG Clinic. That message will be delivered to all of us. We'll be able to read it. You can also typically message our mods. Tonight we do not have any in the chat, but we love them very, very much. And another option that is always available to you is you can close the stream and leave the chat. Of course, we'd be sad to see you go, but we really want to see you safe.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I haven't done anything.
Mutinous Mikey's got some pretty cool.
Yeah, those emotes.
Thanks for the raid, folks.
Thank
Welcome
you.
on in. We're just getting started.
In case you couldn't tell from our safety demonstration.
Yeah.
I feel like I need those like things to land a plane.
I mean, at this point now, when we finally get around to recording like one of those videos, we'll that's what, instead of the initial conceit that we have, instead we're just gonna have Liz wearing like a flight guider.
In the event of an emergency, you can find your red card tucked into the
Your safety
thing in
is
front
our
of you.
priority.
Yeah.
You have any concerns, please let one of us know.
Sponsored brand name.
I was like, Liz, don't perform that well. Someone's
No,
gonna steal it.
Damn
and
it! Someone's
use
gonna
for
use it.
free.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop performing so well.
No, it isn't
Can
free.
you underperform for once? Oh my god.
Your skills.
Hey!
Why don't you let us know whether you have spent some experience? One person, we may already know the answer. 3, 2, 1.
Why I was so subtle about it.
Sorry.
What did you buy?
I bought another dot of resolve, so that brings me up to resolve 3, and gives me another mental willpower boxy doodle, as pictured here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate, you do get to heal some willpower.
You're nice.
I can heal all of it. Boom, because I have 3 of 1.
And of course, Scott,
I
you already did. But you're going to be only 3?
For a while. Yeah.
Why did I think that you recovered 4?
I
three,
do
not
have. I am 3
volunteer.
and 3 actually, which means I now am
Twinning.
Yeah, which means I now need to buy up an attribute.
Inefficient.
Although I do need to spend time with a touchstone.
How are you gonna
I
do
mean-
that?
I
I'm
would
gonna go knock on Janet's door and be like, "Stop seeing Peter." That'll be a great
Also-
scene to introduce that character.
No.
Want to watch How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days? I need ice cream, please.
Like, right. Oh, did you mean?
That's
in-
you asking if to start.
I was like, Liz, we're about to play a game, but like tomorrow, maybe, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I made a big purchase yesterday. Last week. So sorry.
Oh,
I was getting excited. Like, ooh, what did you buy?
Yeah, what'd you buy?
What's going to show up? What's being delivered here? Nope.
Last
Oh,
week.
well, okay.
Experience. I guess if I wanted this to happen more often, I could just hand out more experience. But I'll just give you a recap of what happened last session instead.
I'll take it.
The pack regrouped on their way to Trace's condo building, which was surrounded by an unnatural cold and older model Project Twilight vans. Approaching the source of the cold, Macris sensed waves of guilt, and then faced soldiers growing spikes from their hands and bodies. Troyan took off on a high-speed chase which led back towards the casino before the Twilight van rolled and released a similarly transformed individual, and signs of a massacre from within the van. Meanwhile, Dante scaled the building to find Trace bound and surrounded. Careful timing and use of gifts managed to save Trace from the bullet aimed at his head and sent him off to find safety elsewhere. The 3 regrouped and called in a favor from both cairns. The spiky soldiers were infested with psychomachii. To the Moon, Apotheosis, and Sky offered up a moment of guilt to help expel the Banes.
Excellent.
Do you have any questions before we start? Please. Any other way to?
nope.
Well,
Rude.
we can probably establish this in game rather than out, but I'll still ask the question. Do we want to skip forward in time slightly after this? The rite of abjuration was just performed, clearing Banes from the bodies of the 3,
So-
as per the recap.
So we already did skip forward in time. At the
Yes.
end of last session, we said that you'd cleared the Banes,
Right.
just because there'd been a lot of combat. And
we didn't need more. Yeah.
Success.
Which happened. Okay.
But we'll get into that when we enter the session.
Thumbs up.
Are we ready?
Yes.
When I achieve something, there's usually a wish to celebrate it. If it's a significant achievement, a milestone, say, then I would like to make sure that other people who have achieved it alongside me also feel a sense of accomplishment. But what happens when you have to celebrate these sorts of things with somebody you'd really rather not hang out with? I think we've all been a part of a group like this in the past where you're happy and yet at the same time there's going to be somebody at the after party. Well, it might be something along the lines of what you're going to experience today. Just remember that you still have a job to do. You still have a goal to reach. And while you have been successful in some ways that you might not even have anticipated from last session, there are still things that we'll need to take care of before everything can proceed. One of the wonderful things about the Casino de Montreal is that it has hotel space. The hotel rooms are well appointed and the suites can be quite large. And when you spend enough time around the Casino de Montreal, as is the case with one Guy Boucher, you sometimes get comped for your hotel room. Sky, not revealing anything other than I need to hold 2 people. 3. It was 3, right? There's
Yes.
there was 1 Project
Normal.
Twilight soldier and 2
Spiky.
who had been possessed.
Hashtag Bane.
Psychomachia?
Machiae.
Machiae?
Machiae.
Machiae.
Psychomachia. Psychomachia is the plural. That they have been put up there. And he has even agreed to watch them. Sky is responsible for retrieving them afterwards. They will be carefully monitored throughout the night, but it will mean that the 3 of you get a chance to get some rest. Do you choose to go home? Are you going to return to your bar? Or are you going to crash at either the casino or downstream?
This is already with the good questions. If we stay at downstream, I'm just thinking here. If we stay at downstream, there's no chance that we're going to interact with Sky. Not no chance, but I feel like she will
Yeah.
stay.
Right.
I mean, we do need to discuss a little plan of attack. Question is, do we want to do that with downstream folks or at the bar?
Are you in character or OOC right now?
Great question. Out of
That's
character.
OOC.
Yeah.
Trying
great
to decide
question,
what
though.
accent to slip into here. No, Psychomac.
Oh,
Yeah. Sounds like a PS2 game.
okay.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think Troyan would want to go back to her actual apartment,
Whoa.
not the one that guests stay in over the bar, but like her apartment.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think she's been up for like 48 hours straight or something. At least, maybe more.
It's been a
It
long
has been a while.
time. Period of time. Yeah.
Totes. All right. Well, we need to regroup. Then we would regroup at the. Yes, at the casino tomorrow. Like if you're leaving, we would need to regroup at the casino tomorrow.
Yeah, are you pitching that we stay?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just want to know where people are going, so I can make my decision as well.
I want to hear your decision.
Getting very Canadian over there.
Ah,
you two.
jeez.
Not
Ah,
going
jeez.
to express a preference.
No, it's true.
Jeez.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, Troyan's going home.
Yep, Troyan's going home.
I'm gonna stay at downstream. Who the hell's staying with me? I'm gonna crash out at downstream is what I mean. And Dante, for the record, is pretty messed up. With a number of levels of aggravated physical damage. He doesn't really want to go very far. Thank you. Oof.
I don't think Macris has slept in her own bed in a long while. It's just been wolf form sleeping on the floor in the bar. So I think Macris will also head home.
All right, Macris Troyan, you can heal all of your damage. 1
That is yeah, that's how that works.
aggravated damage for you. All of you will start at rage 2 for this scene, and your willpower has already been adjusted. But the following, first of all, actually, overnight, Dante,
Yeah.
you have a dream.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's good. I like dreams. What's this one about?
Oh my god.
Dante finds himself in an endless, flat dreamscape of weird, bent out of shape trees. Wherever the sky peeks through the thick tree cover, it glows in a dark, menacing shade of red. He feels lost in this woodland. Nothing looks remotely familiar, until he stumbles upon a clearing and in the sky sees a thin slice of a sickle moon, shimmering in its pale and distant glow. All of a sudden, he feels stuck. Tiny spiders of the same pale color as the sickle in the sky crawling all over him, dragging inky silk behind them. They weave patterns over his body, threatening to paralyze him. If he struggles, he can tear some of them off him, tear some strands of liquid silk until he finally breaks free. As he looks upon himself, he notices that wherever the silk touched his skin, it left black markings on him. That dream brought to you by Peonify.
Oh, thank you.
Dante has 7 dreams to go, or 6 dreams to go after this one. There's room for a couple more if you want to send them to me on Discord. But when you wake up the next morning and you head out, Guy is already waiting in the lobby. Whatever you're going to do, it's not going to be here. I cannot afford to have a room that has been so generously given to me messed up.
Load them into my car, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you don't need to be brought into this, Guy, any more than you already have. Thank you.
They're complacent. You do not need to worry.
What do you mean complacent?
He tilts his head over to a long bench where the 3 who you had previously captured are sitting with big Canada Goose style. They're knockoff, not real Canada Goose coats wrapped around them, but it's clear that their arms are not in the sleeves. And they are all sitting like this. They are currently bound, but it is not super clear that they are doing so. All 3 of them are awake, although not necessarily
Fully present.
Yeah.
I'd rather not bring them back to the bar, but I can't really think of anything else we can do with them. To the bar. And to my car.
No. Don't bring the enemy into a place you want to keep sacred.
We're running out of places.
There's plenty of woods to the west, to the north. It's a big province. Plenty of places.
On this island.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lovely home, yes?
I sure do.
Don't fuck it up.
All right. Is there a chance that they could have some kind of like microchip tracer thing under their skin? Is that possible?
You should be asking a glasswalker.
Sort of asking the air.
It's certainly possible. I wouldn't expect a group like this to be tracking the location of their troops with underskin microchips, but
There's
let me
lots
do
of
it.
things that happen to their troops that I wouldn't have expected.
Let me perform an examination when I can. Yeah, well, here's what it is.
I mean, the summer festivals come to a close. We can probably find our way into the back of Ilsonic or something. Ilsonic is one of the many venues where music events are held during the summer. It's, I believe, on the same island or on the neighboring island. And yeah, they have a bunch of stages, and when the stages aren't out, there are still like permanent bathroom facilities and shipping containers and stuff.
Oh, shipping containers.
Yeah!
Permanent bathroom facilities.
Yeah.
No, go back to the shipping containers. That's how we're gonna do this.
So remember, you're here currently.
Yeah. So it's the other, the
The
neighbor
Casino de
island.
Montreal. The neighboring island,
Yeah.
which is Ile Saint-Hélène,
Yeah.
has a big park
Yeah.
where I used to LARP Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Oh,
You can't do that anymore. It is now part of these other venues,
Yeah.
so you can't just walk in there easily. But in this area here is where I used to play.
Yeah.
Because this is small spaces of wall. Actually, no, I think it might have been closer to here. Might have been here, but now it's not.
right.
But Macros is correct. It is not hard to gain access to these places. They are not patrolled regularly. It is after festival season, and so it would be a good place to have conversations with people without being overheard.
Let's go.
It's not too far.
Troyan marches over and kind of like jovially swings her arm around one of their shoulders and like urges them to their feet.
I assume that you're giving like a little bit of
Yeah.
assistance because
Yeah.
obviously they can't push off a chair or whatever.
Exactly.
But all three of them managed to get moving without too much trouble. In fact, they seem very ready to be good prisoners.
I'm gonna take up the rear.
Now, are you inviting any other guru to come with you?
Did anyone else come to the casino with us to see the prisoners?
Into the lobby specifically, no. However, obviously downstream is right there, and Sky did mention that she would be available the following day.
I mean, I certainly think there's a in character here. Then there could be something to inviting Sky and someone from downstream. Keep the train going.
Everyone that helped.
Yeah.
So everyone's getting invited?
If Apotheosis, To the Moon, and Sky would like to be a part of this interrogation, they're more than invited.
So Apotheosis and To the Moon are reluctant to both go.
There.
That's between them.
No, to both to
To both leave downstream.
downstream. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
That's sorry. That's between them. No.
I thought it was just,
Like, oh, they just don't like each other.
Actually, well, that's actually an interesting thing. I will let one of you roll a winsight into their current relationship.
Troy,
Yes.
you want to roll that?
Macros just swiped some food off of a fancy party platter that was headed towards the casino.
Unreal.
Does
Just
motives factor into this, John?
No.
general threats, or not threats. Yeah. Love it.
3 successes.
Steal from the rich.
Yeah.
Since the challenge that you gave, their relationship is warming up slightly. It's not nearly as frosty as it once was. It appears that Apotheosis made her claim, and To the Moon has been good about accepting the results. Their understanding of, that's the way it goes. I lost. She won. It's still not like, hunky-dory, but it's definitely a lot better than it was before the challenge. That you can see. With your 3 successes.
Thank you.
In that case, I mean, I would probably invite To the Moon, because they have more to lose from, not lose, but they have more to, I guess, gain from interacting with Sky if she decides to come.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
there
best.
isn't that grudge, right? To the Moon and Sky might actually see eye to eye sooner than Sky and Apotheosis.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah.
possible.
No, it's a good point. But yeah, that is a good point. They did kind of want to kill each other.
But they did.
But who doesn't these days?
I mean, they're both Philodox.
They gotta see eye to eye on something.
Okay. To the Moon agrees. Sky agrees. But when all of you are said and done, you're in a clearing. So there's kind of a wooded area, and then if you push just past the tree line, there's a pond. The pond also has it's about, I would say, 30 meters across. It's not very large, but it does have a little bit of a river that then meanders off, more of a creek. In the middle of the pond, there's a large boulder, a boulder that's big as the room that we're in now, that sort of sits. So you could potentially, if you got into the water, you could swim over to the boulder and you'd have a different place to sit. But it has lichen and moss on top of it. But otherwise, around, there's sort of it's not quite a beach because there isn't sand, but there is well-trodden earth here. It's a popular place for picnics, except it's now a bit cold for picnics, and it's also pretty early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't anyone around, and the sounds that you can hear are of various birds, some of whom are making their preparations for flying south for the winter. Because again, it's October in the context of the game right now.
Is Guy coming with us?
No.
Okay.
Very specifically, Guy's I'm not leaving my spot.
Cool.
I did you a favor.
He did. It was a pretty big.
And I'm taking advantage of this room service.
Got an eggs Benny with Guy's name on it.
Oh. Thanks, Guy. Thanks, Boucher.
Troy parks the car and helps move all of the prisoners out. She will, if there's really nobody around. Oh no, I guess they would want to keep their coats on. She'll free them from the coats, but no, it's Chile.
Well, it's not. They're wearing big Canada Goose down coats. They don't need that much warmth.
We could let them.
It's like 9 degrees out.
Okay.
Macros wants to let them sweat.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's fair.
They're still. That's right.
We're doing a good cop, bad cop kind of thing.
Well, I just expressed my bad cop desire. You don't answer to me.
Oh. My packages were just delivered.
Oh. Oh. Oh gosh.
I will not get them before they are taken away, but it's not like I was going to need them tonight. The 3 of them have started to become a bit more lucid. by the time that you get there. It doesn't appear that they were drugged or anything like that. Just mostly they were. One of them was beat up pretty badly. All of them were beat up pretty badly. Two of them have undergone possession, and the rite of abjuration that you performed has left them with scarring in a weird pattern around the neck, all the way around. It doesn't look like a strangulation mark, but it looks like a burn
Okay.
that has come out there. And then you can also see that their tongues have been scorched. Now, a tongue regenerates. It's like one of the fastest regenerating type of cell in the body.
Oh, I didn't know
Like
that.
that's why if you burn your tongue, like
Oh, yeah, right.
it really doesn't take that long to heal. But the neck is gonna be like that for quite a while longer. But that's a source of the rite. It's unavoidable. And in fact, you saved them from a much worse fate.
That's it.
But as they sit there, the one who you got first, Macros, the one who wasn't possessed,
Yeah.
definitely is sitting like apart from the other two. But not in a like, I'm scared of you, but more like I wasn't in the same boat. A little bit into the forest, small fox sits on his haunches and just peers with beady little eyes out at you, but is not willing to come closer.
Dante steps forward and they're seated, yeah. Dante steps forward and kind of crouches down to get on eye level with everybody, more or less. Chances are there's at least one of you, probably two, who work for these people because of the paycheck, because of the job security, because it's what you want, not because you believe in its mission. I just want to know which one of you that is. You're going to be the most reasonable. If any of you are zealots for a cause, it doesn't really interest me. So, why don't we just get that out of the way first?
Chris casually cracks her knuckles. Totally not related.
No, super unrelated.
Which one of you has the highest charisma intimidation?
I have 5.
3.
2.
Oh!
4, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 4.
I was like, huh?
2 and 2.
So
That's why I'm starting.
you're
we're gonna rev it up.
definitely helping,
Yeah.
but I can either have one of you make the roll now, or you can wait until the person with the highest pool acts.
Well, this is the act is like, the waiting, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Because you're doing bad cop,
Worst go.
worst cop at the moment.
I'm trying to be reasonable, cop.
Okay, so there's reasonable cop, and then there's
Bad cop, worst cop. Yeah.
Casual.
What he's
knuckles.
trying to say is that your employers have already hung you out to dry, so if you're not going to talk to us, who are at least prepared to be reasonable, then we have no use for you.
incidentally, Sky and To the Moon are both watching you, but like it's like a triangle. Like they're one of them is like definitely
Oh,
over
that's-
here. One of them's definitely over here. And they're doing their best to also every once in a while they kind of glance and range out to see if there's anybody approaching and then come back.
Cool. Appreciate that.
Now I'll have Troy and roll charisma intimidation. You are getting 2 help. 2 furious.
You get +2 help. Too furious. Very good.
That wasn't a great roll.
Agree
Yes.
with that?
But I'll do.
I mean, you always have willpower, or at least you don't have.
Gonna do it. 'Cause I wouldn't mind this going well. That's 4 successes.
All 3 of them look at each other, and then the one who was not possessed. You're not going to kill us? I don't hate you. I don't hate you.
Is this your way of saying you're going to talk to us?
I have a job, but
Let's start with what your job is.
I'm former military. When I was asked to join this unit, it didn't feel like it was military anymore. All of us have trained that way, but just there was nothing in any of our training materials about what would happen if we got captured. Normally, the rules of war would state that I would give you my name, my rank, my serial number, and my country of origin or citizenship. But this isn't war, is it?
I mean,
Oh, it's war, just not one you're familiar with.
you can give me that. You can give us that. Name, rank, country of origin.
I don't know if I have a rank anymore.
Do they fire you if you make a mistake?
No. I'm former Navy. Ordinary seaman. That's the actual rank, you fucking children.
Didn't say anything.
That just was an OS. Doesn't mean Macros isn't gonna cackle at it because Macros doesn't know.
My name is Sebastian Clark. He rattles off a series of digits that I don't care to bother to.
I'm locking it away. No.
Cut to the series of numbers that Kay would repeat in those flashbacks. We have a recording
And the
somewhere
numbers
of a
that
bunch
lost.
of numbers.
Yeah, the numbers from last year.
Yeah,
Oh my
that
God.
too.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
The thing is, we were told that we were being promoted into an elite unit, except that we lost all pretense of rank. We're just assets now.
You must have some sort of rank in the field. Someone commanding you either from the field or
Yeah,
from a
there are
base or something.
commanders,
Okay.
but we're just known as assets.
How does it feel to join up with a super cool Black Ops team and become an asset?
I don't know how to answer that question, sir. The other two, by the way, are remaining quiet, watching. I'll let you know if anything happens with them, but at the moment, they're not speaking.
Troyan nods to those two. But you weren't all treated the same, were you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Some of you were singled out, given additional training, shall we say? Those two over there.
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
They fought unlike many we've seen before.
No, those two were stationed with me.
And did you notice anything strange or remarkable about them?
No, ma'am.
You never came into contact with anything that you couldn't explain? Perhaps a...
There's a lot of things that I can't explain, sir.
That's fair. That's fair.
So you're just not sitting next to your buddies because you're not feeling cozy at the moment?
I don't understand the nature of the wounds around their necks, ma'am.
Do you understand the nature of their behavior last night?
I'm not sure what you're speaking of, ma'am. And incidentally,
He was KO'd.
He was...
Yeah.
Either of you two feeling chatty?
What happened to us?
We were hoping you could give us some insight into that, but let me jog your memory a little bit. And Dante will pull out something sharp, maybe?
Dante starts cutting the bottom out of a chair.
Oh my god.
Getting a big roll.
Yes! Oh my...
I watched Casino Royale last night. It was so cool.
I'm gonna watch all the Daniel Craig Bond.
You were
Aw.
in Casino.
Yeah, exactly. We were just...
There's like
Exactly.
1 3/4 of a
Yeah,
good film.
really, yeah. Oh, man.
They make more sense if you watch them all in a row.
That would
It
be good, yeah.
I will say that if you watch all the Bond films, the Craig films are among the best,
Oh, yeah.
They're just not as
but they're not as
They're not
dated.
goofy either.
sexist and racist.
Whee! No, but like, anyway, yes, to joking aside, I guess.
You take out a knife.
Yeah. It's not pointed at them in a threatening way,
Yeah.
but
Is it one of their knives?
oh yeah, that's nice. I like that. You had these, but you didn't need them. My friends here tell me that a couple of you were able to grow blades from your bodies.
So the first guy, the Sebastian, whips his head around and there's this like, what the absolute fuck look on his face. Just complete. His skin has gone like pale and clammy. The other two, shame across their faces. That's not part of our it's not part of our training.
So you were singled out for special treatment. What's the last thing you remember? Was it an invitation?
No, ma'am. There was no special treatment. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is one of the possessed dudes stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna, if you don't remember, this might be a hard pill to swallow, but trust me when I say I have no reason to lie to you about this. The blades, the weapons, the protrusions issuing forth from your bodies that changed you yesterday, they're caused by a possession. Not like The Exorcist, but something that we managed to get rid of for you. What we're asking is whether you came into contact with anything.
So
Yeah.
the two of them turn to each other. The third one, who hasn't spoken yet, goes, I'm fucking done with this. They didn't tell us anything about this shit. I'm done. I'm done. I cannot stay with this. I don't want anything to do with any of this anymore.
You really think they'll let you leave?
Well, why wouldn't they?
You may not remember much, but you do know too much.
They might not know anything. They might be lucky.
Yeah, I'm sure, no access codes, no idea where the base is. They probably don't know where your family is either. I'm sure they'd never make sure to have that kind of threat over your head.
I don't have any family.
Clever.
And then the other two, both their faces sort of echo the same.
Yikes.
Too bad your newfound family uses you for experiments.
You hear the halting strains of Chosen Family start playing out over a...
Sorry, I have
Go
to
away,
change
Rita.
my
No, I am
ringtone.
an Elton John. Not now.
Sorry, Elton John to you. All right.
The first one, Sebastian. Look. Who are you?
Intended victims. Who were we?
I want to know.
Who were we?
Do you have names?
Do you have names of who you were supposed to be slaughtering last night?
You clearly had orders.
It orders to contain a building, to block anyone from entering or exiting until the operation was over.
Were you told what the operation was?
No.
Were your friends?
Both of them shake their head.
You're just gonna kill anyone who got in your way?
We didn't kill anybody.
That
The
sounds
two
like
of
a
you.
lot of confidence for a bunch of people who were KO'd in the first 5 minutes.
Damn.
I mean, is there a synonym for rude that isn't Macros?
Yeah.
Emotional damage!
Smack. Yeah.
Smackers.
Sacris. I like it.
Macros, manipulation, intimidation, and I'm gonna roll resolve, or actually composure, just to see whether you're actually causing hashtag emotional damage.
Hashtag emotional damage.
Or
Ooh.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's a bunch.
Ow, 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 ow.
yep, now watch the rest of my rolls.
Look, I'll tell you what I know, and then the other two go, no, you can't trust them. And Sebastian just says, I can't trust either of you. All I know is that they saved your lives. There's two of them. I know plurals.
You might share up. It doesn't matter. Maybe they're married.
They saved your lives, and we thought of them as the enemy. So I'm going to trust them. You two can do whatever you want, but I can't go back. When we're put on an operation, we are put on duty. We are given a mission to complete. I was told to make sure that the building was secure, that we were to report contact. Sorry. Contact means if we encounter what we would call a SI,
What's an SI?
supernatural individual.
Oh.
Somebody who operates, who looks human but isn't.
How would you go about identifying someone like that?
Apparently it's when someone sasses someone who's trying to stop them from getting into their own building.
You do have a supernatural ability to get under people's skin.
I was just trying to get to my cat.
You didn't live in the building, ma'am. And we are aware of your face.
Ooh, we circulated on big wanted posters at your base or something.
You were on the bridge.
So they did tell you about that.
It was there.
Oh God.
We killed a lot of people. I mean,
Do you literally say that?
no, no.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, what bridge?
Nice. Plausible deniability. It's fine. I think we're past that.
You have no proof. There were no cameras.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, there's no cameras here
I
either.
left no witnesses. I'm positive.
The other two said, that's too much. Okay, stop. As much as they helped us, we don't know whether they're the ones who did it to us in the first place.
Did what?
This.
Yes.
And Sebastian just shakes his head.
You grew spikes. We stopped you from growing spikes. You're fucking welcome. You don't have any fucking family, so I can't tell you that you can't hug your loved ones.
Ah, you can't hug your barista either. It's like,
You can hug each other.
you could. You could. Look, just beyond what she's saying, those spikes that grew out of you.
I mean it when I tell you. I don't know why we were going at that building that day. I know who went. I know that we were supposed to watch out for anybody who might try to interfere. I have no idea what happened to those two. And it isn't any part of our training. The training that we received was to condition us against a form of supernatural traumatic panic that can occur on contact.
It's very impressive that you've managed to assimilate this training. Most people can't.
That's what we were led to believe, yes.
How did they go about training you in that?
The two others get up and they start to advance towards him, even though they are still tied at the
Yeah,
wrist.
Macros intervenes.
It's not hard to shove them down, punch them, kick them in the nuts. You do whatever you need to do.
I'm gonna tie some coat arms together, like a super tight knot, so that those two are now buddies.
Oh, they're hugging. Yeah, there you go.
Aw.
Your friend here understands that we wouldn't spare you and save you unless we had a vested interest and unless we were kind of, perhaps, on the same side.
We were told that you would do whatever you needed to do in order to escape, that you would use lethal force.
Funny how lethal force tends to be met with lethal force.
And that's why I'm talking to you now. Because you didn't kill me. He looks at the other two, and the other two are like jutting their jaws out. They're sort of flexing their admittedly like quite
Yeah.
broad shoulders.
Sebastian, you're doing great. They call me Spider.
Okay.
You wanted to know my name. That's one of the names that people know me by.
Okay. Spider.
This conditioning process led you to be able to avoid the traumatic panic that is sometimes felt upon encounters with these supernatural individuals.
Yes, when you change shape.
Were you given any tools or any training to identify us without physical transformation?
Not me. I'm a grunt.
But there is a hierarchy.
I told you I'm an asset.
All the assets are equal.
Not all of
the
us are
mooks
assets.
They send out to be cannon fodder are equally worthless because they have no families. Sorry, sounds like a shit company to work for.
Yeah, so there's another bit of just like, ugh, he gets into his head.
Do the other two have any response to any of that?
The other two are trying. Actually, no. I'll see if you can figure that out. Roll me your wits larceny.
Oh, I have those.
Yes, you do. Larceny?
Larceny.
Wow.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wissany?
I like this.
They're trying to free themselves. They are very good at doing so. It is going to be quite difficult, but now that they're tied together, they're trying to help each other. If you weren't that good, you may not have noticed.
So good.
I thought you two could be friends. I'm afraid not. Knife slice the two coat arms apart. And
their hands are.
I'm gonna push them over apart from each other.
Assume you're not trying to slice their hands at
No,
the same time.
no, because they're theoretically bound underneath,
Yeah.
right? So it's just a loose coat arm that I've tied to another loose coat arm. So I'm slicing them apart, pushing them apart.
Damn.
Our orders are to not cooperate with you. To wait for rescue.
Just out of curiosity, have any of your operatives ever been rescued from a mission that went badly before?
No. Other than the ones on the boat.
Do you trust your employer to rescue you?
No. I don't think they know where I am.
And if they did, do you think they would come for you?
Maybe. If it was in their best interest.
How long has it been since you stopped trusting them?
A month.
I imagine you felt like you couldn't leave.
It doesn't work like that. You go into the service and you're in the service. Leaving is dereliction of duty.
Do you have reason to suspect that they are an official branch of the military? Or is this something they're pretending to be?
As far as I know, everybody who's been involved has been involved in some kind of government work. Military, CSIS, RCMP, possibly more. So, for all you out there who may not recognize these letters that I'm rattling off, RCMP are
The Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
who are the equivalent of
The
FBI.
FBI. presumably, yeah.
it's the federal police.
Yeah.
Now, for CSIS, that is the
Canadian Security, Intelligence Security. I don't know.
Canadian
Service?
Security Intelligence Service.
Service. Okay. Together we had it.
They're an intelligence agency, which should make them the equivalent of for Americans.
CIA.
That's right.
They're like, well, I'm not gonna say super secret or whatever, but you really don't hear anything about CSIS.
Yeah.
They investigate and report on threats to the security of Canada.
In the world.
Yeah. So it is.
Excuse me.
It is. I have known one person who has done work with CSIS. Here's the thing: CSIS is not interested in media, or like,
Yeah.
you know, like, or being out there. Like the CIA still has this sort of like, yeah, we're CIA, we're cool. CSIS is just like, we get the job done, and that's kind of all we want to talk about. Like, they're eerily efficient and eerily good at what they do. You don't want to mess with either the RCMP or CSIS, or the military for that matter. Much the same way that I wouldn't want to mess with the FBI or the CIA.
Oh,
I wouldn't recommend messing with the RCMP just because forces are big and strong.
yeah. Fair.
So as much as they're also
Force goes
called the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, most
they're
of
not
them
always.
don't mount.
Yeah.
Unless you're part of the musical ride.
Which I've seen a few times. It was pretty fun.
I think we have a button relevant to this tangent.
We do.
Oh
We do.
my god.
A message from the government of Canada.
Yes. Good job, everybody.
They really wanted the best of the best, didn't they?
So this guy looks, by the way, that he's like 20, maybe 23 years old.
Good grief.
He's young. Which would make sense. If somebody is like an up and comer in the military, they're still not going to get high in rank necessarily. If you pull them out early, they're still going to be pretty young.
So it's been a month since you stopped trusting them. What happened?
There's no answers. There's never any answers. I've seen some pretty horrible things happen. I just don't. I don't know what's going on anymore. I was already trying to leave, but like I said, when you enter, now they probably presume that I'm dead. Which might mean that I can get out of here. The other two start hissing like, traitor. You're fucking dead, man.
All right, peanut gallery. Would you like to keep your peanuts? She's probably still got her knife out.
Oh.
You're already going to kill us. All that I ask is that you take care of him first.
Why would I want to do you any favors? You have any idea?
He calls you an unflattering name.
You have any idea what you looked like last night.
You should listen to her. Because I don't know what I saw, but I know what I felt. It was
Cold.
cold.
Guilt.
We've been informed that there are supernatural individuals that operate in the shadows of society, including you. I don't know that much about you.
What are we apparently doing from the shadows?
Don't know. I've only been told that you're designated an enemy of the people.
And that was enough to make you hate us.
I never hated you.
Just doing your job.
When you join the Navy, that's
Yep.
the job.
I'm from overseas. I don't know much about the nitty gritty.
We don't have military in Britain. Like, or what?
In the military, you do
Our
what
guards
you're
just wear
told.
really, really tall hats.
Yeah.
We try to make them laugh.
But I'm going to say one thing. One of the reasons why I leave is because I don't think I'm serving my country anymore.
Yeah, well.
What makes you say that?
Because we're located in Quebec and nobody speaks French. I'm from Cornwall.
Classic.
Now, for those people who don't know Cornwall, Ontario, that was a roast. And it deserves it.
It's what,
no
like
worries.
halfway between here and Ottawa, or between Ottawa and Kingston or something? It's
Kingston.
like between Ottawa and Kingston. Yeah, so it's like a pit stop on the way to the pit stop on the way to Toronto.
Hell yeah.
No, no, Kingston's not a pit stop on the way to Toronto. Kingston's where bad people go.
Yep.
Oh, well, that.
And students. Oh, no, and that. You're right. I understand what you're saying. Incredible.
No offense to people in Cornwall. You're
No, no.
really great.
I've known some.
There's some names, DT, that I don't want to use.
Mm-hmm.
So I make mention of them in certain ways. I think that context is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Poopy pants.
That's definitely.
I'll fucking kill you!
Oh my god, what the heck?
Sebastian, we get it.
I think that we are under control of an American organization. I didn't sign up to serve the Americans. They're our allies. But I didn't swear any oath to uphold a constitution or to suck off a president or whatever they do.
You two share his opinion? I look over at the other two.
I'm not talking to you.
Completely fair. We were designated the enemy, or those to be stopped. I get it.
You're an opposing force.
Mm-hmm.
The opposing force you really should be worried about is the one that had possessed you until last night. I took a photo of it, and it was so hideous that even my phone deleted the evidence. You transformed. You were monstrous.
You became the enemy.
Could I have you, Scott, can I have you have Dante roll intelligence occult?
Yeah.
I assume his is the best pool.
Yes.
You assumed correctly.
By a significant degree.
I have intelligence.
So do I.
I have some. There's a critical success on the board. 5 successes.
Holy camole.
The fact that these two are the most kind of indignant and not willing to talk to you may be part of the reason why they were the ones targeted by these Banes.
Get to the smarmy ones first.
Now, just to clarify that thought here, would that be because they have less guilt that is then being exacerbated by the Banes, or that they're hiding their
They're
feelings?
more inundated. They're more like
Psychomachia are drawn to places and people suffering
Yeah.
or miserable.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
The fact, so you could make a claim that somebody who is already feeling like, I don't feel so good about what we're doing here, could be a sign of misery. What's probably a worse sign of misery is someone who's just like, well, we can't get out of it, so this is what we're going to do.
Right. That feeling of helplessness,
Resignation.
or
Yeah.
Psychomachia possess and distort beings already in the throes of misery, killers, bullies, and those who indulge maliciousness.
Time to kick some ass.
It is not inconceivable that whatever this organization is that's recruiting from various government organizations isn't just targeting people who may not have a whole lot of familial connections, but also those who may be predisposed to aggression.
Yeah. I mean, makes sense, right? Dante kind of turns around at the other two and bares his teeth. You don't know us. You don't know what we stand for. You just know that you were told that you stand against us. But you don't know what we do.
I know you're monsters.
Can I get in planet rage?
Yes. All of you may if you
Yeah,
wish.
I think,
Sure.
yeah.
Again, you did not see yourselves yesterday.
Is it monstrous to want to protect the world? To protect people who can't protect themselves?
Oh, so you're superheroes now?
No, this is interesting, Dante, because I think 3 times, maybe even 4 times, we have said to their faces that they were monstrous, that they transformed, that they became something hideous and ugly. I would venture to guess as ugly as what they have going on in there. And they have never once denied it.
Or like high five or props or whatever. Like, yeah.
Because I think you know that you transformed. I think you know that something warped and twisted and changed you. And you're either in denial or you're hoping that your employer will save you. And I'm here to tell you right now, neither of them are true.
They may not have good memories of what happened, but the traumas that definitely would still be there. I know you lose control.
No, they tell you we lose control.
I've
They
seen
tell
it.
you they're monsters. They tell you that they're the enemy. They tell you so many things that you're good little soldiers that stay in line and let them turn you into the monsters that we saw last night.
Sebastian starts talking again.
Yes.
I have seen one of your kind lose control. And it wasn't pretty.
I'm so glad you know everything.
But you haven't.
Not easy.
I'm being honest with you as best I can, okay?
Yeah.
I want to live. The other two, there's still this kind of like grinding of teeth that's happening on the other side. Like, yeah, we'll fuck them up. Yeah. Yeah.
So
see?
what's the verdict for
Yeah.
these two? They lost control. They grew fucking spikes out of their arms and bodies. They were monsters. Should I have just killed them? Should you
Maybe
kill
it
them
takes
now?
a
Should I
monster
give you
to
a
fuck
gun?
up a monster. Huh? And he calls you the name again.
Is this holding a knife?
Mm-hmm.
Macros is gonna probably slash at him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Uno reverse.
Yeah, I mean he's bound, so she doesn't want to risk unbinding him, but she'll probably cut him.
Like, to kill him?
No, not to kill him, but might not heal very fast.
I assume that you might want somebody to put something over his mouth.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm worried about. The thing is, Macros is not currently thinking about that. So
Okay, well, you're
If-
seeing what Macros is about to do.
Yeah, if a scream is about to erupt, I think Dante is gonna jump into action to not stop Macros, but to restrain him and gag him. Like, so it'll probably. I imagine that action happens slightly after.
So he
Yeah.
shakes with the pain and rage of what's happening to him, but and then the other guy is now trying to get to his feet so that he can run.
I'm gonna grab him by the back of his coat. Do you want to cooperate?
Not with you.
Great. Looking forward to seeing how much hydration you still have in your body after last night, because you're gonna piss yourself.
Damn.
Troy's just standing near Sebastian,
Strength intimidation?
hands in pockets, trying to appear casual, but if he starts to bolt, she is going after him. She doesn't want to scare him.
My dice like my current course of action. That's a critical success. That's 6 successes.
That might be just a sign.
Yeah. Knights are like nice.
Smells of protein shakes and no, just mostly just protein shakes, but he absolutely does wet himself. Falls silent, looking at the knife that is still, probably glistening with the guts of his friend.
Yeah.
And then he starts kicking at you. It's not effective, but he's attacking you as best he can. There's no way that he's in any position to fight properly, I should point out. Like, I'm not rolling this. You can choose what to do with him. But he is absolutely trying his best
I
to...
hold him at arm's length,
Okay, well, do that.
and I have long arms.
You can shift to Glabro and then you can, literally hold him up with
I'm not
one
giving him that satisfaction.
Oh, okay, even better.
Sebastian, how about we go for a walk?
If you're gonna kill me,
You're safe, I promise you.
charisma leadership.
Out of character, I'm just gonna say I can't say the same for his two friends.
Oh, you notice how she very clearly
Really?
said, "You're
Yeah, thank you.
safe.
Yeah. No.
You're safe.
100%.
3 successes.
He gets up. He does not look at the other two as he starts walking away. One of them is currently trying to pull his best imitation of famed Montreal actor. You guys?
No.
Jay
Referring to.
Baruchel doing something, I
Jay
guess.
Baruchel?
Yeah.
I think
Oh!
I put it back in.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't think I. The intention was not to create a lethal.
No, he's trying to hold his blood into his
Oh,
body.
okay.
It's like
Okay.
clamping his
Yeah.
hands over. I assume that you didn't cut a limb. I think you cut
No.
his torso.
Yeah.
So he can't put a tourniquet on that.
Yeah.
So you pack it with gauze or
Yeah.
you apply direct pressure. That's it.
Yeah.
Put a tourniquet around my heart. Wait.
Dante looks at Macros, who is still holding the
Yeah.
other guy at arm's length. They're not going to be good for anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was hoping one of them would sing.
Too bad,
Yeah.
because we're not always killers.
No, but when you have a trash mouth like that one,
Gonna hunt all of you down.
remind me how many died on the bridge.
Too many good people.
Yeah. Really a shame that they were trying to kill a fucking child.
Sometimes
Children have to die?
you have to put the dog down.
Oh, nope. Macros, you making a move, or am I making a move here?
I have to make a move.
Yeah.
Make a move.
Yeah, well, let's do it
In
first.
so many contexts, Macros is like, fuck yeah, I am a dog.
Ruff.
I don't know.
How do you feel about having used a right on these guys?
I mean, it brought the Karens closer together.
That's true.
It killed the Banes,
Yeah,
That's
which is
true.
good.
and one of them is singing.
Yeah, I think we did okay, but rough them up.
So date. So we're not sad.
You,
I spike him into the ground head
Roll.
first.
are you intending to destroy him? Because you don't have to roll. Like I said, this is
Like, Kate would prefer not to destroy him, but Macros, I think, would prefer to destroy him.
But
And
then-
she's the one doing the action.
Yeah,
you
so-
tell me what
Yeah.
is it going to be?
There's no care for his living.
Goddamn.
He is already very damaged.
Yeah.
There's no care for his living.
Spiking him into the ground. If this was like a professional wrestling match, like this would be the point where it'd be like, oh.
He's not gonna get up after that one.
In this case, he's not going to get up after that one because his neck breaks.
Oh.
Yeah.
His friend looks up directly at Dante. You just proved him right.
You want to go fast, or you want to make a new life? It's your choice, man.
You let me go. I'll hunt every motherfucking last one of you.
You're so bad at making a case for living. You're so fucking bad at this.
I'm already dead.
Yeah, you're right, because if we let you go, Project Twilight would fucking find you and kill you because you're a loose asset. Aren't you so glad that's what you did with the rest of your life?
I'm sorry you wasted your second life. That's all. You had a chance. You had a chance. Unless Macros wants to stop me, I'm gonna also I'm just gonna kill him. Just gonna break his neck. Nice and gentle.
Shh, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
Oh, it's going a little too far.
Oh
no.
No, I'll I'll make it quick.
Okay.
And then I think we're gonna go find some shovels in the Possat.
She definitely has some.
I bet.
You could load his body down with rocks and then just throw him into the pond.
How deep is this pond? Because you mentioned the rock is quite large.
Can you roll the boulder on top of?
It's a very big boulder.
It's like the pond is large and it's deep.
Okay. Oh, great.
It's not like 50 meters deep,
No, but
but long enough that like
no one's
it'll
gonna
keep him down there for a
come in.
while.
No one's gonna come and dive here. And yeah, that's the plan then. Well, I'll check
Beats shoveling.
I'm gonna check them for any sort of ID or whatever that we didn't necessarily have.
Same.
You've
found,
already
but
done all of
yeah,
that.
that
Okay,
makes sense.
yeah,
Okay.
you would have probably seen to it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So then, to the bottom of the lake they go.
Funnily enough, they have dog tags. This you would have collected earlier.
Okay.
But the dog tags only have a number on them.
Mhm.
No name, just a number.
That's heavy. I am not a number. I am a man.
I'm a free man.
Shit. Not anymore.
You do get your chance to go on a walk, but would you like a chance to go on a walk to
The bathroom?
The bathroom?
Yeah, I think I'll take that.
Nice.
We're just
Nice
segueing all
segue.
over today. We're gonna take a quick break, folks. You might see some ads. It's only because we don't want you to get ads when you join the channel. It's not because we want the ads themselves. But you're also feel free to ask me any questions because I'm not getting up.
Hey.
But we'll be back in like 5.
He needs his water bottle.
Oh, you don't have your water bottle?
No, I do not.
It's his wawa. And some.
It's in the living room. I think on the couch. Most interesting critter says thank you 5.
Hey. You're the best today, most interesting critter.
Most interesting critter knows the lingo, knows the haps.
Of course.
Backpack, which I think is just.
Do you want?
No, I saw. I'm gonna stay.
I calculated it based on how that initial roll went. It was going to be difficult to get more than one of them. One of them was already going to be tough.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
one.
Okay, we'll. I mean, better than none, right? Honestly, yeah. And I kind of meant what I said at the beginning there. It, like, I'm not gonna say statistically or whatever because I don't know, but it felt to me like this is the kind of group where people would either buy into whatever they were sold, or maybe for a few of them it's just a career move, and they don't want to go down with this ship, you know.
I won't go down with this ship, and I won't close my eyes and surrender.
Me neither.
Weirdness loves to hate.
Those NPCs.
No,
Oh, no,
I
just
think,
generally,
I
yeah.
think they just love to hate.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Weirdness.
Right, weirdness?
Most interesting critter. I didn't know that. I didn't know you teach high school theater. John and I both have experience
Doing the same.
doing the same. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna qualify it, but like, no
No,
need.
we taught high
That's
school.
correct. Yeah, it's just a.
I mean, not as part of like the
Yeah.
official curriculum.
Yeah, yeah.
We were brought in as outside experts, but
experts. I love it.
I think that's what happens to a lot of people. Weirdness. I think Werewolf brings out a violent side to a whole bunch of people, and I think that's part of the reason why that game is what it is.
I do like the sort of side of the community that I'm like running into more and more now, and with the release of Fifth and the fact that I'm more involved in it. The side of the community that, you know, loves the rage, but loves the folklore of either lycanthropy or like shape-shifting, or sort of like it's where it's come through in various bits of like folklore across the world. Because, you know, shape changers are a thing across the world, right? It's very cool. I think it's really awesome.
It is one of the unfortunate bits that when they took out the sort of the nationalism that was inherent in Werewolf, there were some bits that, you know, were genuinely quite interesting, and I don't think that was the right, or sorry, I don't think that was the wrong move. It's one of the things that I think is really tough when it comes to design, is that you can say like, oh, this thing's cool, and it still doesn't belong anymore. And I think that for a bunch of people, with no judgment, for a bunch of people, that's going to rub them the wrong way, and I totally get it.
Yeah.
And hey, we see even people in our Discord who are talking about how they're trying to play Werewolf in such a way that, you know, they're recalling lore elements and other such things from previous editions, like the fact that tribes were often based in certain areas of the world. And I think that if that's what you want to do with your game, cool.
That's the joy of role-playing games.
Because yeah, there's some
Do
cool
what
stuff
you
that was.
want.
But I also think that it was the right move to take him out.
Yeah.
So it's one of the interesting bits, I think,
Yeah.
of dealing with that. But those books still exist. You can buy all of them in PDF.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of them are behind me, I think.
Whoa! Laws of the Wild is right there. Oh, just dancing. Oh, do you mind? It's just next door.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I don't think I still have the. I think that my werewolf collection was sold for the most part.
Darn. Like you said, it still exists.
Yep. Oh, I have them still.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like I used to have a lot of gaming books, and then when I moved to another country, I just couldn't hold on to them, and other people around me were not interested in taking them, so they have found their ways to new homes, which I'm very happy
Which is great.
I totally get the people who like enjoy having libraries with tons of books and stuff like that. And hey, if that makes you feel good, great. I prefer to have my books useful. I'd rather not
Like
hold on to
accessible and
yeah, I'd rather not hold on to a book and like no one reads this. I'm not going to read it, but no one will read this. Like I'd rather somebody have the chance to experience it. But that's kind of like why I like transitioning to an electronic medium, as long as I back it up properly. But oh boy, was my Tribook Silent Striders water damaged.
Was it?
Oh yeah, somebody dunked it into that very pond in which you were about to dunk a bunch of.
Yeah, well that would do it. Yeah.
Oh, most interesting critter. That's so cool.
Yeah, we were hoping that we had some experience ourselves as well, and just that it's fun to see people in the same world.
I do.
My high school theater teacher, if they had been any different, I don't think I would have ended up going into acting.
Same.
In which
Also
case,
same, yeah.
we wouldn't have met.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I still wonder about that. What that version of my life would look like.
Knowing my previous friends, I'm not enthusiastic about what was going on.
But you're here now with your touchstones, like you said. I'm quoting you. Okay.
That's right. I do like having the physical copy of the book. For some people, I think it's a lot handier. I mean, we have a physical copy of the Werewolf 5th book, and I've seen it in bookstores.
I love the art in this book.
Like
too.
it's a nice book to have, and it does support people to have it. But
But yeah.
are we ready? You know, my favorite thing is when you step on a leaf and it's crunchy because it's dried out a bit. Like they've curled up, but like they're not overly moist. So like they have that really satisfying, like, that's what your walk is like right now. Leaves on Il Saint-Hélène turn magnificent reds and golds when they fall. So underneath, some of them, at least the top layer, have not fallen into that sort of peaty mess that you get when it's too close to the ground, and so it's making perfect crunching noises as you're going through. Sebastian is going slowly. He still has his arms tied behind his back after all, so there's
When you take advantage of this and start your new life, do you have somewhere to go? Don't tell me where it is, but do you have a place?
It's gonna have to be overseas. I don't think there's anywhere in North America where they wouldn't be able to find me. But I don't think that they'll spend too much time looking. I have family in Scandinavia. Sure, I'll be able to find a place somewhere there. I can get a hold of an EU passport.
So you think that Project Twilight doesn't have any presence other than North America?
I haven't heard. Maybe they have other ways or other sister organizations, but
Possible.
I'll note that this is the first time he's acknowledged the term Project Twilight. That it does not register any like, how did you know our name? But also not, who's Project Twilight?
Okay, so they are using the same name for their organization internally as
It would seem so.
cool.
What do you mean?
Never heard of this.
They're not going to survive. Those two back there, are they?
No.
I understand. You know, I didn't think that I would be a deserter. But I don't think you hate me.
I don't.
I don't think I have the stomach to fight you anymore.
Last night there were 2 vans of you at the apartment complex.
Yes.
I led one of the vans away. We ended up at the casino. The van overturned, and there were screams coming from the inside before I even got there. When I opened the doors, all of the soldiers were dead, except for 2 who had transformed exactly like those ones back there.
I'm telling you that that's not something that we did to them.
I'm saying that they were killing their own. And I don't care what your higher-ups think, but to me, deserting a mission like that is no bad thing.
Putting our own civilians at risk. Trying to destroy that bridge. I don't think you're worth that. I don't think that's possible.
You don't think we're worth that? Ouch.
I told you that I've seen things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who you are. And I know that you're dangerous. But I don't know if you're our enemy.
I can't imagine it would do much good for me to stand here and say, I'm not your enemy.
It's a start.
You're smart. You look at the facts.
You were trying to save a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier, you didn't try to hurt anyone except the ones who were against you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what good are we doing if we're trying to fight you if you're not an enemy worth fighting?
A really good question.
So I think I'm going to go.
Yeah. She takes out her Swiss Army knife, because she's always got a corkscrew on her, and cuts his bonds.
With the corkscrew?
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
knife?
It's actually just 8 corkscrews.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. It's a knife.
Just like...
Like even the like little waiter tools have the little knife to cut the foil.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And yet, here we are, you know?
Yeah.
Look, an Arun knows how to make
What's
anything
better than
into a
one
weapon.
corkscrew?
Yes, very true.
8 corkscrews. No, not penniless.
decant so many at once.
Oh gosh.
Do you have a phone number?
I think it's better if you don't call it. Think of it this way. If they find out that you had an interaction with us and we let you live, they already want to kill us, but that gives them a reason to come after you.
I'm deserting. That's... At least in the United States, that can be a capital offense.
Yes, but you're not just dealing with a regular military branch.
No, they'll probably just disappear me.
They might.
But I don't know how else I'm going to be able to answer any questions you might have. What about a safe email address?
Will you walk back with me?
Yeah.
She starts leading the way back to talk to old.
So you notice that
McGee.
they're like stuffing rocks into boxes.
Oh my god.
So do you want to take another lap?
Yeah, we'll do another
I
lap.
feel like there's like a sploosh sound.
She starts asking inane questions like, oh,
Inane?
what's your favorite cocktail if you drink? Otherwise, what's your favorite mocktail if you don't?
Sky,
Where should I visit if I ever go to Cornwall? I know where
Sky walks up to you, Macros, and is helping with whatever
That's nice.
grisly deeds need to be
I forgot
there.
the guy was there.
And to the moon. They're just like both chilling on the edge.
You're
there.
right.
Well, not chilling. But...
You were patient.
I just didn't give a fuck about them. Then they pissed me off.
Clearly you did. Or else you would have killed them immediately.
No. I don't hunt for sport.
A well-spoken message from a follower of Fox.
And as a follower of Rat, you know? They got corrupted, possibly, probably not through any conscious act. They have a story anything like the other guy, you know? We're young people that joined the military probably just to pay their way through college, and then got co-opted into this shit organization. And now...
To the moon lets out a bark of laughter and they say, young, dumb, and full of cum.
now they're fucking dead.
That's to the moon's contribution to this scene.
Dante looks up and makes a like, you want to fucking help kind of gesture.
To the moon has kind of like a, goes over,
Okay, surprise.
takes off their jacket,
Oh, please, please.
folds it.
Oh, yes,
nicely,
of course. Leave it on.
leaves it on a rock.
Oh, rock. Okay, good, yeah.
Takes one of the goose, like the knockoff Canada Goose jackets, puts that on.
Oh.
Thanks for your help last night. Sorry we wasted your efforts.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's good to get rid of the Banes or whatever, but, you know, there's some naive hope that these fuckos wouldn't be such fuckos.
Why do you take your victories away from yourself?
Because there's no Galliard around to sing for me.
Cut to
Me,
Hello?
me.
Zach's like, what's going on?
Zach!
I think he's still a downstream.
Yes.
Zach, I
he
think
is.
it's probably better you didn't come with us for this last one.
Yeah, I think so.
Really? Why?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, and Apotheosis stayed home. Okay, just wanted to double check.
John, I
Yeah.
thought
All
of
together.
one. Scott reminded me of one more question I have for Sebastian before we get back.
Yep.
Is it this question?
That's right. It's literally in my head, and then it just
You're like,
vanished.
I just asked you
It
these
just
questions. I'm
floated
just like,
away.
Wait, no, hang on.
Yeah.
Combat the worm wherever it dwells and wherever it thrives. You never need to apologize.
Bad attitude. And an overlarge dose of misogyny is not the worm, per se. I have a bad attitude and I'm not the worm.
Misogyny is a reflection of the worm, according to some. That's right. I fucking said it. Come at me in the
Well.
comments, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Oh my god.
This YouTube video has become the most popular.
The comments are on fire.
Whoa!
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Should I pull more? Should I ask if snowflakes are triggered?
Oh,
Because it's the people that would be misogynist that would think of using the term snowflake, but they're the ones that are
come on, let's go.
ultra
Let's go.
sensitive. Anyway,
To want to tear your own kind against each other. That is the worm.
yeah. Thanks for cooperating with my gesture between To the Moon and Sky.
In a way, I do not feel so different from the one who is walking with Troyan now. I, too, am taking a stand. I have my reasons and my inspirations. And I have no need to hate an enemy who may not be an enemy after all. And then looks over and seeing to the moon, who's still being very kind of ginger about moving, but it may take some time.
Macros does not say something extremely unhelpful in this moment.
Hey!
Whoa!
I just rolled a die.
We're learning.
Decision.
Or rather, our dice luck is good today, baby.
Blew another 10.
You did your best, kid. No one else can ask any different.
Yeah, I guess.
Good abjuration, though.
Thanks. I'm glad you went in for it.
At least we know that these bastards aren't trying to use Banes.
Yeah.
But if they're being infected, that means that spirits are aware of them.
They're a nice, juicy target.
Yeah.
Just means we gotta take out the project, push them away, disrupt them, destroy them as soon as we can.
Careful there, cowboy.
Well, you're not into big moves.
It's one thing to take on the worm. We'll do that any time. It's another thing to take on the government. Call too much attention to yourself at the wrong time with the wrong people, and then it becomes harder to fight the first war. I'm not saying that we're not going to do anything. We just have to be careful. It's one thing to swat a hornet, and it's another thing to throw rocks at its nest. They cross their arms, which conveniently means that they have to put down whatever they were
Means they
carrying.
can't do anything anymore work, yeah. I hate to admit it when you're right, but you're right.
I'm allowed to be right every once
Oh,
in a
yeah,
while.
yeah, no one said you're not.
I gave you a compliment that gives me...
Entitles you to being right once. Yeah, exactly. What worries me, beyond the Banes, beyond the possession, is that Twilight keeps knowing where we are. Keeps finding things out that they shouldn't know. They've got ears to the ground, and I don't know how.
Did anybody tell To the Moon about your disabling of 902's access to any percent's network?
Probably
By,
not.
Well,
by the
they
looks
don't
of your
even-
faces, the answer
They
is
don't
no.
even know that Code 902 is still around, right? I don't think we've told Downstream.
No, I think we got sidetracked. Or wait, well, I don't know. I wasn't there for the session. All I know is that Macros was
Yeah.
sent from Code 902's hideout to Smash box to
Well, Code
My
902
brain-
is
Smashbox.
smashing
my
All
brain
right.
could not come up with the proper term for the thing that is in a box shape. And then rejoined you to save Dante. Dante's
Nobody has informed anyone from Downstream of your contact with Code 902.
No. He was like, you know where to find me, but no, we have not let
answer is
them know yet.
your sister.
I think, excuse me, but I think Apotheosis should know soon, but anyway, no. Short answer.
That generous to a fault, offering just about anyone anything he owns, reads different now.
Yeah, it's a thigh.
And is beep.
You don't need to be sensitive. Yeah.
Did I miss?
It's
did I
a
miss?
chicken pot pie.
Did I miss some sexy times?
Oh, just the fact that he ended up at Dante's sister's
Oh,
house.
right. Thank you. Yep.
And turned on
That I know.
location sharing just so we could Just so he could brag
I'm
about
gonna
it.
fuck that guy up.
Oh my god. Macros would have gained like 7 rage if she'd been there.
Anyway, no.
Line falls victim
Sure
to
did.
Macros.
Two things. First of all, is it possible that they're tracking you somehow?
No. That would have been on my uniform.
They never.
Which he very clearly is no longer wearing. His
They didn't like inject you with anything kind of sketchy or anything like that.
No, there's a few rounds of clean and clear that go, but he's referring to steroids.
I was thinking clean and clear and under control.
Control. Yeah,
thank you.
same.
That's
Classic ads.
part of where it's from.
Oh, that's interesting.
Except they're not under control.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe he's not.
Maybe he's roided up.
Maybe it's possession by Bane.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Maybe he's not. It's shock.
Expectation?
The tracking is done using other larger devices.
Right. So you don't have an issued phone by them or radio or anything. I'm sure you're more familiar with this.
The
My
radio that I was
experience.
carrying, I woke up without it. It was in Macris's possession, but I don't think she kept it.
Radio? I guess you took his radio?
Yes, Macris took his
Some-
radio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kept.
Oh, yeah.
I took the radio. I had it,
Mhm.
and then we jumped forward time.
You can keep it, but he is saying that that's what they're using to track him, so
Yeah, I,
I would have
know.
assumed you would ditch it.
I have no
Or
idea.
throw it into the pond.
Dante would have advised that.
Yeah,
If
Right?
there's
Yeah. Well, we also had their bands and stuff, so I have no idea.
Second question. Where's their base?
Where's the location of the rebel base?
That's 3 references.
Okay. There's a few places that we've trained. They tend to use military locations when they're not available. Or, sorry, when they're not being used. Various bases across all the disciplines: Air Force, Coast Guard. It's in the basement of the Black Watch building. And the Black Watch building.
Conveniently.
Greg, let's go to the map.
Hey.
I've walked past that building so many hundreds of times.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's like, is it on or right next to Blurry?
It's on Blurry. Yeah,
But
it's
you would
like
then
between
absolutely
classes on your way up the hill to
I don't like how close to the bar
Sure,
that
bro.
is.
Yeah, it really is, though.
That's not
Cinemancer
true.
Park. Yeah.
It's less than ideal
It really is close.
for me personally.
So, this is where the Black Watch is, the Royal Highland Regiment of Canada.
Walk over, fuck shit up.
It is extremely close to. It is extremely close to at least where I work.
Also true.
Also very close to Hoofs, where our young friend Zach was picked up, so it explains why they could answer so fucking quick.
Yeah, they just strolled in, those little fuckers. They probably have tunnel entrance.
But it is within a few blocks of Bar Balthazar.
I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
It's also located a certain distance from the
Yeah,
Cairn
it's
of the
not
Weathered
very
Storm.
far from any of it. It's too close for
Ambush
comfort.
distance.
And of course, if we're looking at it from here,
Just across the bridge.
there's downstream.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, they really have had terrible luck with attacks, considering how how removed they are. God damn, downstream.
appreciated.
By this time, you've done another lap. There's been a few.
Oh my god.
Sky and To the Moon once again take their positions equidistant. To the Moon has taken off the coat and has very carefully put their jacket back on.
Tryon returns with old Sebastian. His hands are now unbound. And approaches Macris and Dante. So our friend here is going to make himself scarce. But he was wondering about a secure email address in case we have any other questions.
We can set that up. Just give me a couple minutes.
It's a standard kind of like safe drop email inbox. There's plenty of services around that will take care of that. You can also just have one set up for yourself because
I probably would, yeah.
you're Dante.
Yeah.
dunit@supersecure.com.
dunit at supersecure.ca.
.org.
Oh, sorry, .edu, obviously.
I was just gonna say.
Message from the government of Canada.
Doo-doo. Incredible. .ca. Not like,
He's not
Yeah, I-
hotmail.com.
oh, sorry, that one's from high school. I'll scrub that one. Unreal. But he would provide this to Sebastian.
Do you have $50? I hate to ask.
Don't know why I'm looking at Tryon.
Well, the bartender does have a lot of cash,
Cash,
on her,
that's
so
true.
yeah, she hands it over
I feel like also
with ease.
the person who gets paid by the bartender also
Also
gets
probably
cash.
has-
He takes it and nods. Thank you, Spider. And he turns and he starts to walk away. Unsteadily. He's still a little
It's
messed up.
yeah.
I mean, he's recently had a concussion. Acris.
Oops.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Macris.
Maybe it's brain trauma.
Oh,
Oh,
Mm.
oh, Mac attack. Mac attack.
With that being said,
We're watching him go.
Sky and To the Moon watch him go and then turn to the three of you as if they're both deliberately not wanting to look at each other.
So you got the location of the base?
Sure did.
How far outside of town?
It's alarmingly central. The basement of the Blackwatch building.
Sorry, I was taking a drink at the time so that I can do a spit take.
That's not outside town.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
I
close.
look at Sky and To the Moon.
There isn't enough room in that building to contain that many soldiers. It must be an administration area.
The training takes place at different official bases, apparently. At least in part, but this is their central hub.
I mean, look, isn't it better to have your enemies closer than friends?
So they have zones that they have all those cute maps of with all the malls, the little trendy hip spots, isn't the extent of the underground city. They say it's the basement. There's no fucking telling how big that basement is.
Hmm.
Oh, it's true.
Or, yeah, maybe it is just an administration office and they happen to be having a early Halloween party when Zach pop claws.
If we can discover whether or not it's an active hotbed of Project Twilight soldiers, or whether it's mainly administrative, maybe we throw a few rocks at the hornet's nest and see what we know. not throw a few rocks. Maybe we see what we can dig up. Other locations. It's a lead. We're gonna take that. And we're gonna run with it.
It is administrative and there are computers.
Exactly.
My face is apparently known.
All of ours are, right?
Yeah, makes it hard to scout out the place.
Oh, come on. It's easy. First off, that's what a balaclava's for.
Nice.
Subtle.
It's the winter. And then Sky looks over and it's not the winter yet.
Winter is coming.
I never finished that show.
Well, the internet decided it was the worst, so... Shrug.
Wait, are we in November right now?
No,
Mm-mm.
I think it's still
in
October.
October.
You know, Halloween is coming up.
Are we gonna trick their treat?
See, it wouldn't be
Ding
insane
dong.
for people to be walking around in costume.
This is just an
Is the bar
excuse.
getting a new fucking mascot? Maybe walking around with a fucking beer bottle koozie?
Well, now that you mention it, that
Hi,
sounds like a
I'm
good
Lugaroo, and I'm the mascot for Bar
No,
Balthazar.
Lagaroo.
Lagaroo. I love Lagaroo. I think that might be our next episode title. Sorry, everyone.
James Bond?
But no, Lagaroo.
Lagaroo.
Oh.
That's quite good. I mean, Yuppie is traditionally pretty tall.
I wouldn't even touch Gritty. Much less that saccharine, googly-eyed, napping.
I didn't realize we had
Hairball.
so much anger towards Yuppie.
Kate likes Yuppie.
Just an idea.
It's not a bad one.
I'm sure you'd look gorgeous.
Thank you.
The point is that we don't want to go after Project Twilight fully. We don't want to spread ourselves too thin when we can't count on the support of 2 Cairns in the city.
Well, I think if they know how close their new neighbors are.
Exactly. Yeah. You're right, Macros.
Macros again looks to the 2 Karen Indies.
Reps. Yeah.
Unintentional, unwilling.
You're gonna
reps.
have to speak to the leader of my sept. To the moon begrudgingly puts their hands up.
Mhm.
That's not my call.
That's me.
And I'm in the middle of trying to figure out whether or not my sept will find a new leader. Perhaps we can expedite this process. Perhaps it's time. And To the Moon looks over at Sky and goes, "Oh shit."
Really? You thought about it?
If we're going to have true change, what would the next step be? And when a Philodox asks you that question, that's a serious question. I'm just saying.
Sorry, my mind's on figuring out whether or not I should consider dynamiting a heritage building, and I probably shouldn't. Not that I know anything about dynamite.
I'd literally
I
rather
assume it's
do
just
that
like the
than do
cartoons.
like an incognito masquerade party attendance.
See why we can't do both?
Rather not be inside the building that's being dynamited.
That's fair. Because I want to.
I'm going to take this moment to say that even though we are using a real life location, we are not actually advocating
God,
for
no.
any
Oh my
acts of
God.
terrorism
No,
against it.
To be-
we very
Did we get the
they
ticker
were
up?
very generous and allowed us to film part of LARP season 2, and they're very nice people, and the people who work there were all very nice to us.
Yeah, this is giving changeling Musée des Beaux-Arts vibes.
Yeah,
we just
that's
need to, we'd like to officially distance ourselves from
Ding! Disclaimer.
Thank you. There it goes.
Oh my god.
God, wouldn't that be terrifying if something happened?
Sky, you're right. I mean, this information about the Black Watch, about Project Twilight, we can't have it falling into the wrong hands of anyone over at Weathered Storm. Of anyone who might not wish
Right.
well.
Sorry. Yep. Sorry for the scoff. I rescind my scoff, Dante.
That's fine. But if you want change, you have to make it for yourself. Weathered Storm is not our home. It is not our cairn. The people there have done much with us, for us, and I hope that we have done a lot for them as well, and I think you understand this. If you plan on challenging Leaves the Lie for leadership, who will set the challenge?
It would be within his rights to set the challenge, depending on when it was made and by whom.
By whom? Interesting.
Before I make the challenge, I should meet with Apotheosis. Shouldn't I?
Are you ready to take that step? Once you've done that, you can't go back.
If there's to be any peace between our two cairns, I need to make it happen now, while I'm still potentially on the outs with my own sept. And then, if I do manage to take sweat is starting to bead on Sky's forehead. Her hands are starting to fidget.
Look, we've been accused of meddling, in particular with Weathered Storm, countless times at this point. But Yi has already said that sitting down with Apotheosis and having her explain herself would go a long way to making him forgive her. It sounds like if one of you feels that way, if two of you feel that way, then maybe there are others. Somebody needs to start.
I'm tired of people accusing you of meddling.
Well, we're going to keep meddling, so it doesn't really... I mean, they can call us whatever they want. We're the ones getting stuff done.
No. If you're the ones who are trying to help save the mountain, if you're the ones who are continually pushing for more action here, you are not meddling. You are acting. And I'm not going to hear one more word from people who have decided that you are doing something for any other reason other than to fight the war more effectively. Have you not proven yourselves? Have you not shown mercy where it was needed to be shown?
Is it condescending to say that maybe we're just a little bit worried about you?
They've got a point. Who says Apotheosis wants to talk to you? And then Sky turns around and just... And To the Moon's jaw just snaps shut.
Talk to whoever you want.
The gesture will go a long way.
Will you take me to downstream?
Troyan looks to the moon.
I'm compelled to ask, tricks? No tricks?
I mean, it's like a 10-minute walk. I can go if you don't want to.
No,
But, like, you're part of the cairn.
it's
so
not our cairn. This
And
is
there won't
show
be
of
any
respect.
tricks. No.
I got legs. They work.
No one, aside from Dusk, has come from that cairn to downstream. Not since the storm.
There's time for everything.
And Slade.
Right, sure.
And to the moon, just like,
Hey.
they're like, ah,
Ah, fuck.
shit. Why do I feel like I'm not finished disposing of bodies today? Fine, let's go. And they turn and start to walk.
When to the moon is at least a few more steps, and Dante turns quickly back to Sky. We also need to speak to Apotheosis. We'll all go together. Challenging at Weathered Storm will put a target on your back for anyone who means harm to the cairn and to the Sept.
You think that whoever the traitor is may try to interfere.
Or use it as an opportune moment.
Then maybe that's what I need you to do.
Watch the Watchers.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to smash a bunch of soldiers in the face.
Dante motions to the water where there's like two
Bunch.
bobbing. No, there. I know there's some, but like, you know what I mean? Right, a bunch. Okay. We will. We just gotta make sure we don't bring the wrath of a whole platoon down on us. The bar's nice, but I don't think it can handle that many folks all at once. No offense.
I just installed a new alarm system.
Not a fortress.
very
Use it as
aggressive
a
beast.
fortress.
It's just Theo who sits there going like, "Wah!"
Yeah, it's so annoying. Let's go rob somewhere else.
Let's go, Robs. Thought it was just gonna be Troy going, "No, please turn around."
Excuse me, I've watched Home Alone. I've implemented all of the traps.
Oh,
to the
God.
letter.
I believe that in that accent
Yeah.
so much.
You guys need something from upstairs? Ah, my foot.
I'm like,
Oh shit, she actually
Well,
did it.
there's a paint can in my face.
There's a blowtorch right above the door.
Exactly.
You're missing a couple of teeth.
God, I love that movie.
Sky ruffles her shoulders and then starts to walk towards downstream.
That's where we're going.
Should we give them a few minutes head start so that, we are urging in? Or should we be there?
I think we should make a show of solidarity with Sky, yeah? Or that's what I would.
I mean, Troyan's driving.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Well,
if, like,
She's not gonna leave her car.
Yeah, yeah,
oh, that's true. That's fair. That's
First
fair.
of all, not leave the car, but also it's not as simple as just a walk. As much as on the
Right.
map it looks like it's not a
Right.
whole long
Yeah.
way to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
It is actually a pretty fair distance.
Yeah.
Anybody
Actress
wants
was
a lift?
being simplistic.
Beep, beep.
Are we all gonna drive over?
But I assume you didn't park like you had to park on the road, not
Mm-hmm.
There were fewer people than there were when we got here. Beep. Beep.
headed
This is very good. Very funny.
especially do it again.
Oh,
Do it again. So
Correct?
the thing is, that would be the correct way for a Canadian driver.
Mm.
Do it the other way.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have a British car here.
Yeah. I just want to see what it would look like for a Brit. Yeah,
I don't stretch this way.
My back. My back up. Also, she probably has like a backup cam anyways.
Yeah.
I don't turn unless I have to.
So you're headed to downstream.
That's the place.
Wait downstream.
Sitting outside downstream when you arrive are Any% and Zach.
Buddy.
Oh.
Any% is got a long stick and is scratching some things out in like a gravel patch. And Zach is looking down and pulling all of it in as best he can. When they look up and see you, Sky, and To the Moon just blows right past the two of them and says, I gotta speak to the boss, and then they're gone. Any% stands up, drops the stick into the ground. I didn't expect you to come back with a friend.
And yet here we are. What are you teaching the kid? Any% mysteries of the universe? Sorry to call you kid, Zach. It's,
No,
relatively speaking.
it's okay.
What guy. Yeah. Sky here wanted to have a meeting.
Do you all vouch for her? Except that he's looking at Macris.
Yeah. Didn't realize we were being made official representatives, but yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm not asking about official representation. I'm asking about your opinion.
Seems legit. Helped us clear 2 Banes last night. Brent didn't have to. Totally could have used lots of excuses not to have. Of course, could be a way to get into her good graces, but...
To the Moon pokes their head out. Dante, she's waiting for you, Gordon. In the test chamber.
Shit, I know how this ends. Someone grab a crowbar, and he'll not push past, but go in as well.
Hell's Kitchen? You can cook food?
To the Moon manages to look utterly disgusted at what Macris is saying before they turn and
From a video game.
escort you back in.
They made a video game about the cook? Not chef, cook.
Cook. Incredible.
She's gonna have a few questions for you before she allows Sky to come in.
Hope I can answer him.
That's not on me.
Never is it?
Look, I'm tired. I'm as tired as everybody about all this shit. But I'm not the one who has to make that call. I lost that privilege, remember?
Yeah, I do.
Better make sure that Any%'s not warping that kid.
Yeah. Make sure Zach gets a look at the other side, too. He hasn't learned a lot about different tribes yet, but I think it'd be good to know what progress looks like. You know? We're the progressive
Oh.
tribes.
No, we.
Yeah, sure. No offense.
You're cruising for a bruise in there, aren't you? She's in the boardroom. And To the Moon goes off and digs out a Red Bull, cracks it, and absolutely just like shotguns it.
Crushing.
Quite literally.
Oh,
Like,
nice. Badass. Is it
and then lets out a massive belch,
incredible?
which is very inconsistent with their like business person look.
Yeah.
Christ, I needed that. And then goes and flops in one of the bean bags. Macros, trying.
God, it's still morning.
Mhm.
Too early for a drink.
That's gonna start offering to like make To the Moon like a Red Bull something, you know.
Well, they're inside. You aren't inside yet.
This is true. Yeah, I guess they'll just go in. Like Trine will go inside too and help herself to something from the fridge. She'll start to mix herself something. It's been a long couple of days.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock somewhere. What about you, Macros?
Try to stay out of trouble. Doesn't exist for Macros, so check in on any person, Zach, or not split the party. I'm fine to not split the party and just go hang out.
Well, he's going into a boardroom.
Great.
Party is split, and I did it this time.
Okay.
Hope that door doesn't lock.
It's okay if the door locks. Troyan's there.
Yeah. Oh, right. Famously. Doors are no problem. Yeah.
Doors.
Please take all 4 doors.
That's so important it can't be written down. Gesturing towards the stick.
I've been showing the glyphs for the different tribes. I was just about to start talking about bonars, but maybe...
Yeah, sure. We follow Rat. But no, we aren't afraid to get dirty. We aren't afraid to get down the nitty-gritty. Macros will probably go into a bit of a summary.
Zachary is... Well, actually, let's find out. Roll me your either charisma or intelligence, depending on whether you want to go for like a fun teach or an in-depth teach. You have to tell me which one you do, and it will be that and performance.
Oh,
It's okay.
I feel like
there's always
Macros
one.
is more likely to do charisma because it's just straight charisma oriented, so it's gonna be charisma.
Okay.
The Riz!
Macros pops a squat on a
Oh,
curve.
phew. It was a 2, but also a 0. So 1 success.
That's enough.
It's not a brutal outcome, which is what I was worried about.
Zachary is fascinated and like is watching, and any percent is very carefully just carving with the stick that he picks back up again the symbols that involve things like rat and bonars themselves.
Yeah, Macros does her best to do a good job.
What's important to remember, Zach? Your tribe doesn't define you in the same way that your auspice doesn't define you, and where you live, who you interact with. You make your own choices. Sometimes those choices aren't going to work out. Sometimes you're going to make mistakes. Sometimes big ones. In the end, it's all going to come down to what you do. You can't lean on your tribe or your sept, even your pack. You're responsible for yourself. It looks up at Macros.
I mean, Sure. You're responsible for yourself, but we're stronger together, even if we aren't always friends, and that's what's going on right now, is that we're trying to make friends. But yes, self-subservience is... sufficiency? That's the word. Self-sufficiency is important, too.
Okay. And any percent looks up again at Macros and just looks back down again at the glyph that's been scratched out, and then he kicks the gravel a little bit to make sure that it's smoothed over a bit. Sometimes you get the chance to wipe the slate clean. You've been modifying my network.
I've been removing the thing that was just spilling all your data everywhere for everyone else to look at.
I figured it out once I saw what you were doing.
Smashing a thing. You watching me?
There are cameras where I've set up things.
They're like on the street and stuff, right?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, no, it's probably good to have cameras and stuff to track things. Keep an eye on the Black Watch building.
Black Watch? Why?
Little birdie told me that's where assholes who tried to get this kid popped out of.
Zachary's hair bristles. And any percent nods. I can set that up. Do you want to see?
Here. It'll probably go over my head, but...
No, I don't think so. Come on. Reaches at his hand.
Any percent.
Yeah, any percent.
Is he, like, crouched down, or is he standing?
He's getting up.
Okay. Then I'll, like, take his hand long enough to, like, help him stand up and then let go of it.
Okay. Okay. And then he turns around and he starts heading towards downstream.
Chris follows.
Zachary stops for a second, just shrugs. Follows behind. Apotheosis is indeed waiting in the boardroom. She is very clearly has not had a whole lot of sleep and is looking at herself in a mirror like a compact, just trying to be. And it's not clear whether she's like, is it that she's trying to figure out a way to shift sideways so that she can get out of this, or is she just checking her face to make sure that everything's okay, or...
Yeah, okay.
And then she snaps it closed and puts it on the table. She looks up. She's dressed in a t-shirt and just plain black slacks. No kind of like electronic lighting.
Oh, yeah.
No, like not even a smartwatch.
No ornamentation today.
No ornamentation at the moment.
At the moment. Dante nods and like motions to a seat, near her at the table.
It feels like I just got rid of Slade and now you're sending me someone else.
not to fight, not as an enemy.
That's what you say. She thinks I'm dead.
Dante kind of takes one of the seats near Apotheosis and rolls like around the corner of the table. Is it a round table? Actually,
Joint.
rolls a joint. Oh yeah. Do you wanna?
I
made it.
it's like a long table, but it has rounded edges.
Okay. She's gonna slide down so that he's like relatively close to her. Here at the end of the table. For all intents and purposes, to a lot of people over there, you are dead. And
I know.
okay. You took a new name. You became something new,
Yes.
and you don't know why.
I know why I had to take a new name.
Right, but you don't know what caused the incident. What happened? We don't know.
No,
No.
not yet.
Exactly. I am convinced that part of the reason that this pall is hanging over people, clouding memories and clouding judgment, yes, partially because someone there at Weathered Storm wants it to be that way, wants to sow discord. But I also believe part of it can be alleviated by making connections, building bridges, restoring what once existed.
Stop. Look at me in the eyes and tell me what you want me to do.
You can trust Sky one last dash. I want you to hear her out. I want you to know what she plans to do at Weathered Storm. I want you to look in your heart and tell her if that's what you want her to do.
Charisma persuasion.
I grabbed so many dice, but I'm not sure I should. Okay, yeah, no, we're good. My willpower. 2 successes.
Send her in. No. Send her in and tell her that I'll join her in 20 minutes. And then she stands up and pulls her t-shirt down and then looks at her. I'm not meeting her like this.
Apotheosis, there's just a couple other things. I have other information.
Come. And then she starts walking. She heads towards one of the rooms that's off in one of the hallways. You remember a hallway that you had to go down at one point when you were...
Yeah.
She opens the door
down there,
and heads inside. Close behind you.
Yep. Click, click.
You are in Apotheosis's room.
Oh, okay.
There's a very like small like laptop computer that's set on a nightstand. There's a bed. There is a closet, like not a closet, a wardrobe. Otherwise, that's it. Like it's very sort of Spartan. Not a lot here. And then she opens the wardrobe enough so that like the door is now blocking your view of her, and a couple of things start getting thrown onto the bed.
That's cinematic.
Talk.
Yeah. You should know. Oh my god, was it yesterday? I think it was just yesterday. We found code 902.
Her shirt gets thrown onto the bed, and then you hear a... What?
We found code 902. He hadn't run away, per se. He was working on something big. Something a little foolish, to be honest. And we're keeping an eye on him.
Is he turned against us? Pants get thrown onto the bed.
You know that he and I have history. Can you trust that what I'm about to say is going to be as unbiased as possible?
If I did not trust you, you would not be here.
It's fair. I don't think he's against us. But I do wonder whether he is out of touch with this world.
In what way?
He tried to convince me the Theurge needed to divest themselves emotional connections in this place.
He is a theurge of some renown. Should you not listen to his advice?
Not when it's stupid.
That gets her to poke her head from around the door. Just her head.
Yeah. Hmm? That's bad advice.
Her head slowly goes back from behind the door again. But you don't believe that he's acting against this cairn.
No,
His sept has called for him. Is there a reason he hasn't?
I don't know. Oh, sorry, I shake my head and then realize she can't see me. I don't know. I'll reiterate the call to him. He must know. Perhaps he is ashamed of his actions. He wasn't sure who he could trust. That's what he said.
Do you trust me?
Yeah.
Then perhaps I will meet Sky on my own terms. Underwear gets thrown onto the bed.
What do you mean?
The door closes, and there is Apotheosis. As a wolf, which you've seen once before. I will greet her this way, as she would know me. And then she starts padding out of the room.
I'll follow. I'm not gonna.
Her clothes are like all over the bed now. Like there's the clothes she was wearing.
Like,
there was
shit,
like
that shit.
the various dresses and jackets, and they're just like all on the bed. Like there's a pile.
Nice. Yep. As much as a video game protagonist might stick around and see if there's anything to loot or read, Dante is just gonna follow her out. Not gonna be
There's
weird
like
about
a sandwich, 5 bottle caps for some
it.
reason.
What the hell? Oh, and a note that explains all of her inner feelings. Holy
Dear
shit, her diary. Yeah, exactly.
And a code for some kind of combination safe.
Da-na-na-na.
Don't forget 2386.
Yeah, honestly, legit.
Troyan,
You're
you're there with
to the moon.
The moon just
Moon.
be chilling.
Yeah, Troyan makes herself a drink, offers to the moon one, offers to mix their Red Bull with something if they want.
You mean my second Red Bull? And they pull out a second can.
Yeah, your second Red Bull.
I want a moon chaser. Now, I should tell you, I don't actually know if a moon chaser is indeed a cocktail, but I know exactly what goes in to the moon's version.
Now, do you think that this might be something that Troyan as a guru would have made before as a guru werewolf? Or are you saying that this is like,
Oh no, this is a new thing.
why don't you tell me how to make it so I can make it perfect the next
Equal
time?
parts Red Bull and Code Red Mountain Dew. And then finish the glass off with vodka.
Do you want the whole can of this in there? Point you to the Red Bull.
I'm a thirsty person today.
So Troyan looks for a receptacle big enough to do equal parts an entire can of Red Bull and an entire can of Mountain Dew.
So
and
a
the
Red Bull
raspberry.
can isn't quite like 355 milliliters, if
True.
I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's a
seem to
bit
recall them
smaller
Smaller,
than that.
yeah.
I don't drink Red Bull. Do any of you drink Red Bull?
No, I briefly went through a Red Bull phase.
No,
At
Moon
a
Chaser is
monster
not a
phase.
brand of sweet tea. It is a brand of that mixes sweet tea with moonshine. They have a variety of other beverages that they mix with moonshine.
Whoa.
It's what Moon Chaser is in the real world, but this is a much cooler drink.
Is it?
So you said
Up
it was
to the
Red
moon,
Bull
Chaser.
and
It
Code
is
Red Mountain
equal
Dew.
parts Red Bull and Mountain Dew Code Red.
Mountain Dew Code Red. And then finish it off with.
And then fill the rest of the glass with straight up vodka.
incredible.
It is.
Just get a pint glass.
Always drink responsibly, kid.
seriously.
God, that's
Okay.
gross.
It sounds so fucking gross. First of all, Red Bull itself is
Battery acid.
battery acid. Code Red Mountain Dew is like an acquired taste at best.
Well, Troyan has
Toxic
been doing this for too long to
Yeah.
give any kind of reaction when someone orders a drink.
Yeah.
Much like a Starbucks barista.
Customer is always right.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh, you want
Except when they're
that?
not yet. All right, here we go.
250 mil? Okay, so then it would have to be something larger. It couldn't just be a pint glass, because a pint is
I just don't know.
I've
6 or
heard
7?
500, eh?
I think it's bigger than a half liter, but I don't remember.
Troyan mixes two. Half the can, half the can, half the can. Half the can.
Comes in pints? I'm getting one.
I was hoping you'd use like a big gulp cup.
Fishbowl. Literal fishbowl.
Takes the drink because
Because that's sweet.
Mm.
Troyan holds up her own drink.
I assume that you did not make a moon chaser for yourself.
No. I'm pretty sure she brought some booze here last time.
She did.
She
Remember that,
did.
yeah.
So I think she probably just makes like a G&T.
Beef eaters?
Beefing.
Would she have brought? Let's say she brought Bombay Sapphire to the place. Nice, but not like.
That's pretty good.
It's good.
It's
It's
not gonna
good.
break the bank, but
No,
Standard shelf rather than top shelf.
exactly.
it's nice though.
There's an acknowledgement, and there's a narrowing of the eyes. Don't judge me. And then tinks their fishbowl. Meanwhile, Apotheosis takes her position at the head of the boardroom table, but sitting in the chair, but as a wolf. It looks weird.
I was about to say, are the paws on the table
No.
or okay. Does that mean really? I love it.
It's definitely weird though. Like
Sure.
there's a very strange kind of thing because wolves don't typically get up in chairs.
Yeah.
That's strange, but she seems to be doing it on purpose.
Okay.
Send her in.
Of course. This is a good day.
We'll see.
Okay. And Dante turns his back and goes to find Sky.
We've only beaten 2 people to death so far.
That's so ominous.
So Sky is outside alongside any percent, and although you're on your way in,
Yeah.
and at this point now you're on your way out, and you'll run into them.
Sky. She's ready to see you. Are you ready to see her?
Yes. I have to be.
Kind of narrows his eyes and looks into Sky's. Are you? Yep, I'm gonna say something, and then I would like to roll something. Why are you doing this?
If only you had motive as a
No.
specialty.
I need a better specialty. Can I roll on this though? Like maybe a win side
Oh,
or something?
wait for the answer.
Yeah.
Because if I am going to win the Cairn of the Weathered Storm, I will do so as an ally of Downstream. Now you can roll.
Thanks.
If you get more than 5 successes, you can find out stuff about Macros too.
Whoa. 3 successes. Can you imagine? I
was
know.
gonna ask Macros, who do you like?
Macros is
You'll
also
never know.
Oh shit!
Macros is also
also Wolfborn.
Oh my god! What is
And
he?
so was Troyan, and so were you.
But I was. Oh my god!
How many successes?
3 successes.
There's intense curiosity
Ooh.
and a very deep, deep wound. One that's scabbed over, one that she doesn't want to poke at, but feels like today she may want to find out just how much it might still hurt.
That's rough.
What are you two giggle pusses?
Well, she has these beautiful paragraph segments and very nice handwriting. She like underlines the headers, and then she was adding a sentence to the previous paragraph, and I was just like, "That's interesting. What's she adding?" And it's he and Macros go to look at his system.
Where's the lie? I don't really know what to.
Those air quotes are awful interesting.
They're paid quotes.
I love it. Oh, they're real quotes.
Yeah, they're paid quotes.
They're real quotes.
I'm very glad that there are more than just the 3 of us who believe that these 2 Karens have to come together as soon as possible. And I just want to reiterate that we're doing everything that we can to uncover the source of this amnesia. We want to find the truth, Sky.
Come together is asking a lot. We'll try.
There will come a day when we need all of the warriors here to stand shoulder to shoulder. I don't want there to be 2 camps that won't fight side by side.
By now, you've actually breached into Downstream, and so now you with your gut and tut and to the moon with their
Moon Chaser!
moon chaser. To the moon, like, looks very, very suspiciously. No, sorry, with suspicion, not suspiciously.
That's good.
Sorry.
What have you done?
Hold on. They look with suspicion at Sky. Any percent, however, does not. And instead, there's this tacit acknowledgement that there's somebody here from Weathered Storm, but then is more intent on being like, look, I can show you over here at this terminal.
Sure.
He pulls out a chair for Macros.
Macros sits.
He sits down as well, and he starts calling up information on his network. Sky takes a breath, looks around, and is distinctly like uncomfortable surrounded by all this tech. Will not fear, Weaver, nor Wild today. And she heads into the boardroom, opens the door, and then stops as she sees just inside who's waiting. takes 3 steps in, closes the door behind her.
That thing soundproof?
No.
Good, then we'll hear if they're murdering each other. So,
Would that be something we interfere with?
I would, yeah.
probably.
Why?
Because we brought a interloper in, and if their response was to do the murder, we should probably take responsibility.
I suppose we'd have to make sure that at least it's a legitimate challenge.
Yeah. Plus, any percent, we happen to like them both.
You like them both?
I said we.
And
I said
he
we.
turns to the moon, also turns.
You see, this is why I don't hang out at Downstream.
I like
He
this place.
laughs a little. You know.
That's okay.
You want a drink?
Fuck's
I'm
sake!
sure there's lots of people who like them both. What? What did I say? And to the moon just looks at 80% and goes, "You fucking... You're lucky. No, you're just lucky." And turns around and goes back to the bar and starts like looking to see if there's like any leftover drink to top up their moon chaser.
Yeah, it's true, any percent. At this point, you're practically a cat. The 9 lives thing, not, you know.
Oh, but like the pet that I have to be responsible for.
No.
You don't have to be responsible for me.
Your tech isn't secretly telling all the baddies where we live.
No. The device that you were using was unpatched. Careless, to be honest.
Oh, so I don't do these things.
902 is always a little...
Easy.
Careless.
Now I'm going to point out,
Mm.
he said 902.
We did not.
Mm-hmm.
You did not tell him
How do you know he's been accessing your network?
because he's using the key that I gave him.
He has cameras in all kinds of places. I just assume he's been spying on us.
A what?
No. No. And then he lifts his hands. I'm not spying on you. I keep an eye on certain places that are publicly accessible, and I look at the places where I know that there's ingress into my network. That's it.
So you knew he was accessing your network unsafely, unsecurely, and
I knew
did
he had
nothing?
set something up. I didn't know where, and I didn't know that he was using something that was unpatched until Macros destroyed it. Look, it's very technical. um, look, I can track almost anyone. That's part of what I do best. I'm not as good at hiding, but I'm very good at tracking.
Good.
And if you told me that Code 902 was still around, I could find him.
No need, apparently.
Really?
Well, hang on.
Zachary looks up.
I think it's always good to know where our friends are. You know, keep our friends close. Keep our.
But I don't spy on you, okay? Just I don't spy on you.
I
To the moon
believe-
goes, you spy on everyone! You can't say that you don't spy on these three.
Do you
just
spy
because-
on Weathered Storm? You do, don't you?
There's like a chill in the room for sure
Yeah,
in
there-
this moment, bro. Oh
Reality.
my god.
Oh. Nice question. Good answer.
I have some records, yes.
go ahead. Show us where Peter is. Macros gets up and wanders over to where the presumably now empty can of Red Bull is.
Mhm.
There's a fridge
Yeah, but I'm going for
It's-
the can.
full of Red Bull.
I'm going for the can.
He goes, and when he starts pulling it up, Dante, you notice that the data that he has,
Mhm.
the records that he has, enormous. And it dates back from a long time.
I was about to ask how long it kind of, if I can get a sense of dates from what he has there.
Several years at least.
Andrew,
That gets his attention. Like, what?
you're aware of the sort of political situation at Weathered Storm, are you not?
Yes.
Have you made any connections between the guru that frequent Weathered Storm and the fact that there may be more Black Spiral dancers on this island? Have you considered that some people there might not want what's best for the rest of us? Were you planning on sharing any of this information?
I think he was about to show me his stuff.
Yeah, I'm just.
Macros
I
wants
just
to
want to
see the
understand.
system.
Storyteller, not
No.
dumbass. Where is he? I just want to understand, why are you getting irate at this moment?
He's got data on Weathered Storm going back years,
Mm-hmm.
and he wasn't planning on telling us?
But he didn't know we were looking for a trader there. We
No,
haven't told them.
I know. That
Several
still
years doesn't
feels
mean that it's
important.
all the way back to the moment.
That is true, and I
Okay, I
haven't
was gonna-
I haven't
I was gonna ask,
necessarily
like, how far
ascertained
back?
that.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel very forthcoming.
Okay,
That's
fair.
why I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Oh, that's where I'm going to go with that.
Like I said, I have the data. I don't always look at everything. What is it that you want me to find?
I'm sorry.
Ryan starts making Dante a drink.
Macros? Here. And he opens up a video that just shows the outside of a building,
Mm-hmm.
the building that you had to
Oh, the
Internet cafe?
Internet
store.
cafe?
Yeah.
And shows just, and he starts scrubbing through the time, and then he shows that you have entered it. And then you see a little blip at the bottom of the screen that goes blip, which shows an IP address and then an X after it to show that it no longer has connection. And then the video continues a little bit, and then it shows you walking out of it holding a case, and then like you looking around for a place to smash it, but then by that point you're off the.
It's really funny.
So Dante, you wanted to know where Peter is? Not Peter, sorry. Yes, Peter? No.
Well, as well, but yeah, right now, whether there's some
Code
Weathered
902.
Storm.
Who's code 902?
Peter.
Peter,
It is
okay.
Peter, yeah.
Great.
That's correct.
I want to know where all of Weathered Storm is right now.
I mean,
I
I don't think
don't
the
have
Karen
that
is
kind of-
teleported.
I don't have that kind of access. I don't have facial recognition built up just to be able to find anybody at any time.
Okay.
I also don't have cameras directly on the cairn. There's no cameras there to access.
No, that
But I
makes
can tell you people who have access to the mountain. But that's thousands of people a day.
Can you chart paths like between Blackwatch and the mountain?
If I do a very big favor for a pattern spider, but I wouldn't even know how to begin to ask for that.
We can do our best. What about the movements of one individual?
Who do you need?
Ken.
I think we're going to end the session there.
Fail.
I just wanted him to pull up your sister's address so I could hand you the can so you could crush it.
Mother.
Yeah.
I was just waiting for the security
That's coming,
camera to come
that's
up that
coming.
shows Jennifer Slade like going into the bar and then leaving the next morning. Twice.
Adjusting her top. Yeah.
Oh god
Or
damn
whatever.
it.
Yay.
Gore, damn it.
Don't worry, I'm sure I'll catch Peter. I'm sure I'm gonna go to be like, ooh, just
Time
restoring my
for a
willpower,
touchdown
and then
scene.
he'll be like, oh, oops. Like we're gonna meet each other coming in and out of the building.
Oh.
I'm sure.
Hi, Kate.
Hi.
Yay.
Want to say what you learned today?
The enemy, the something is coming from within the something, whatever that reference is.
The call is coming
Coming
from
from inside the house.
Yeah,
There we
that's
go.
the one.
The enemy is coming from within the city.
Oh. True.
Elizabeth.
That some of Project Twilight want out.
Ooh.
Scott?
I learned that Sky is dedicated enough to us and moving forward that she's willing to do some pretty big things, pretty important things, things that are gonna hurt her.
Kate, you want to call out some of your fellow players' play?
Yeah, man, I'm calling you out. I want to call out Corinne for good copying and getting good info out of our friend Sebastian.
I want to call out old Dante
Hello.
for his frustration with any percent. I think it pisses him off that someone would have access to a lot of like tech and computer related data and not be forthcoming about it. Especially because he was burned so badly by Ken.
Yeah.
So I think that was a great response.
Although I will anyway. Yes. Thank you.
I mean,
I'll take
I
it,
don't know.
yeah. I think it is interesting because what Dante wouldn't want is for everyone to be like, "Oh, I learned something new today, Mr. Dante. Do you need to know this too?"
Yeah.
Doesn't need everybody all the time. But
Got your reports, Mr. Dante.
yeah, exactly, right? Like we don't need that. I want to call it Kate as Macris. I really appreciate today. I really appreciated Macris's just bloodthirstiness. Like wanting to take out the people who aren't going to make an effort. Like, are we the kind of people who would maybe like keep them around long enough to win them over? I don't think so. That's like a different campaign. You
That's
know?
Valeria.
It's the ticket. Yeah,
She
exactly.
will talk at someone until they change to her side.
Oh god, which is its own kind of fucked up perhaps, but heroes. But like, no, I appreciate it because they weren't gonna do anything different. And it's not worth having, even if they're a lost investment, so to speak. Heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the three of them, the thing that they can usually agree on is like, is it more of a risk to kill them or leave them alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think with Sebastian, we determined that he wasn't. We could take that. We were willing to take the chance of letting him live. With the other two, like they even said outright.
Oh yeah,
"We're
no, that
going
was
to
great.
hunt you down and kill you."
Well,
Cool.
Well,
Guess
you're
you're
the ones
not,
whose
yeah.
hands are tied. I don't really know what to say.
Yeah.
Shank.
shank. Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to John for those characterizations.
Yep.
There were three people, and they were all very different in their loyalty to Project Twilight and each other, and their feelings towards supernatural creatures
And women.
and
women.
women.
Macris is gonna make you respect women. Oh god.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Or
You
Or
still
don't.
out there? You still out there wondering about what I said about misogyny in the worm? Fuck you.
Whoa.
Let's fucking go.
Woo.
You've probably passed the character limit for now in your comments. Sorry, not sorry. They've just been typing ever
This whole
since.
time, yeah.
It's okay, because here's the thing. Most of you out there are cool with it,
Yeah.
and that's what really matters. That's something that I want to
Yeah.
keep in
We
mind.
get great comments.
We really,
Yeah.
we love the community.
And if you want to participate even more in the community, join the Discord.
Oh, that's where we hang out.
Someone
Tough.
can type in, thank you, John. Never mind. Discord.
Yeah, there's been an awful lot of like new arrivals over the last few weeks talking, as we briefly talked about on Break, John, right? Like talking about house rules for W5, talking about like redoing or sort of like discussions around the crunch and the fluff of it.
JMY just joined the Discord.
Hey! We see you,
Thank
Jake
you.
Sully, Jake MY, JMY, whatever.
Jammy.
Jammy. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got some things coming up, don't we?
Usually.
Scott, are you going to disappoint everybody like I have been?
I think yeah, like I will actually say I would like to touch base with you this week, John, because I might propose either a stream trade or I might take one of your spots. I know I'm not free on Tuesday. I know I'm not free on Saturday, but I like streaming and I want to keep streaming, so I'm gonna have to find another time. Is the only thing on a different day. But typically you can catch me on Tuesdays and then on Saturday, sort of late morning, early afternoon, where I stream in character, which is always a good time.
Past couple of days, or actually literally just the past yesterday and today, I have played a little bit of a game called Balatro. It is fun as fuck, and I might stream it because why not? But we'll see if I can
that'd be
do that at
great.
some point this week. It'll depend on when I finish work, but I will organize with you, Scott, to see if there's a time that we can figure that out.
Friday, though, for
There
sure.
is more Punchy.
Yay!
Starfield Punchy.
I think we're on the run from Neon Security. It means we gotta get off that planet.
As soon as I took charge of the controls, I killed like 3 security guards, and now we have a bounty on our heads. Classic.
So it's
Yay!
actually punchy.
It's
Classic
punchy,
Liz
exactly.
playing Punchy,
Very
exactly.
punchy.
Saturday, however, I think is disrupted again.
Correct, yeah.
So we're gonna move, unless it's Punchy Book Club week, I think it is. We're gonna move Drew Crew into the Sunday.
And I hope we can, because if you're not already watching Drew Crew, I'll just be very
fucking
brief.
bonkers.
It's bonkers, and this book in particular is insane. I think they're either high or they're on a spaceship.
Yeah.
Like literally one or the other has
Yeah.
happened, and it's
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nancy's literally on a UFO right now.
I love it.
Sure.
That means that we'll be back here next Sunday, new stream time, which is Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm.
Time zone changes are on the horizon, so stay tuned to our Discord. That will help you get the time in your time zone. And
I think it's time for us to go.
That sounds right, yeah.
Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in.
Mwah!
Super appreciated. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye.